Hey everybody, welcome to Help Wanted. We got the new and improved look of the stream going on. Hopefully it won't be too clunky. Let us know if there's anything that needs improving out there in Chatland. In any event, I'm going to go ahead and let the players introduce themselves. Their cameras are going a little wonky and jumping around a little bit, but we'll get that under control.
Good. That includes mine, apparently.
Yours seems to be fine. Ty over there, he keeps getting like bigger and smaller.
Oh, weird.
It has to do with like the bandwidth and the streaming quality of the video. If the quality like goes up or down, it's been doing that.
It resizes.
Yeah. Oh, echo issues. I know how to fix that. We're still working the bugs out of this. It's all new. There, that should nip that in the bud. Everybody should be good to go now.
Testing.
Hooray!
Testing. 1, 2, 3. Do we still
Hello, everyone.
So somebody did send me a video on how to fix the sizes of the boxes changing when using what we're using, but unfortunately, that video was for OBS and not for Streamlabs OBS. So I still need to figure out how to do that. It seems really bad today.
I do like that idea. Yeah, it is happening like a lot right now.
Yeah, it's happening a lot.
There she goes. Oh, yeah. Century, Ty, and Lucy.
Yeah, it's happening.
I like being a little screen.
Yeah, I like being tiny. It fits with my character.
Yeah, but
you weren't saying that when you had a massive token.
Well, that one was funny for the irony.
Yeah.
Well, let's hope that it calms the hell down.
All right. Let me go ahead and kick off intros.
Please.
As I usually do. Hello, everybody. I am Alex, also known as Big Lundy, here on Twitch as well as on Twitter. I am playing Kolok Otar Darantunium, also just known as Kolok. He is a red dragon-born barbarian of the beast subtype, which was a subclass that was released just this year in Unearthed Arcana. So, he is essentially the epitome of what one would refer to as a barbarian, even going so far as to eat his enemies when necessary. However, he is a big softy when it comes to people who he cares about, so the party has nothing to worry about.
My name's Chris. I go by Ectherian on all social media. I play Sentry, the reawoken Warforged Legionnaire. Back after 100 or so year slumber, he finds himself in a world changed. Having met the party and grown begrudgingly attached to them, he is looking to find his own purpose in life and keep those he holds dear to himself, at the very least, well-fed.
I'm Zoe. I play Lucy, who is an ex-assassin who's being possessed.
Your sound cut out, Lucy.
Oh, you muted again.
Is that better?
Yeah, I don't know what happened there.
I think I'm still used to pushing to talk rather than toggling. But anyway, I don't know how much you heard, but anyway, she's here to have fun. So that's all you need to know.
Yay!
This is true.
Hi, I'm Fiona. I play Talus, everyone's favorite Oath exile, who's here to make as many skeletons as possible, and to prevent this party from ever dying. He refuses to let any of you die. So be prepared for that.
Oh, good.
Hi guys, my name's John. I'm playing Ty Birchbound, the enthusiastic human monk, and I just do what comes natural.
I am the Mark Knight. I am your dungeon master today and most evenings. When we last left off, this intrepid band of Kolok's Crushers had dealt with had dealt with a group of dwarves that they had been sent to by the Redinber army to stop them from hunting down the army on the road. And they made a deal with the dwarves and are currently en route back to Redinber with a couple of bodies, to present to the spy master of Redinber to say, hey, we dealt with these dwarves. They're in Redinber to find out exactly why the city has been seemingly launching raids on the road, and what their connection is to the hobgoblins that attacked the town of Ridgeford. As you are traveling, you can see that you are on a road coming down out of the higher mountains where you had confronted the dwarves, traveling back to Redinber Fortress. And at this crossroads, as you're moving through these, amongst these kind of fields coming down the hillside, you can see that it is brown when it should be green. Getting close to this crossroad, though, you overhear the sounds of wagons and a train of what sounds like some kind of caravan coming from the opposite direction. You're coming from the, yes, exactly there, Century. You are coming from that northwest direction, and you can hear this wagon train coming from the northeast. You can't see them yet. The fields of dead grain are preventing you from being able to see beyond. But you can hear it.
Chance, Daedalus, halt.
What's the problem, Century?
Oncoming wagon caravan.
Traitors might not be a problem.
I'm just gonna sneak off into the tall field, the tall field grass over here, and just try to get up close to the road and stay out of sight.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll while you're doing that.
Oh, interesting. I can do that. That is a pretty good stealth roll.
That is a pretty good stealth roll. You sneak through the fields and get into position to see what's coming down the road. And you see the front wagon. It is loaded to bear. And it is covered with a tarp, like a canvas tarp over all of whatever is in the back of this wagon, tied down pretty tightly. On the driver's seat of the wagon is the driver and another person carrying a heavy crossbow. They're both heavily cloaked and hooded. And it looks like there is the same setup to maybe 7 or 8 wagons like this coming down this road.
I send a message to Ty, speaking into the copper wire.
What is the situation, Ty? You can reply to this message.
7 or 8 wagons with hooded drivers, each wagon guarded by a man with a crossbow, and look like I can't tell what's in them. They
General
just seem to be
disposition.
traveling, though. Yeah, I don't know. Can I get a sense of whether they just seem like they're traveling, right?
They just seem like they're traveling. The person with the crossbow is looking around very guardedly.
Okay. They seem kind of suspicious.
Interesting. Kolok. The oncomers seem suspicious according to Ty. Orders?
Not necessarily our business. Part of our job, at the very least, and we can't really tell whether or not they're coming from Redinber, or if they are Redinber themselves. Could be a variety of different things. Could just be people who hired some guards for their caravan. Still, kind of want to know what it is they're carrying. That's
Very well.
risky.
Very well. Ty,
Yes.
do not draw too much attention to yourself. Please return to the cart. We will wait for the caravan to pass.
All right, I do that.
Okay. The caravan is coming down the road, and they turn in the direction that you would be heading to get to Redinber.
So they're heading towards Redinber then?
They are.
Looks like we're going to have to be unintentionally tailing them. All right. Let's go ahead and move forward.
Okay.
All right.
You're going to wait for them to completely pass and start heading in that direction before following them.
Correct.
Okay. Everybody, what's the highest passive perception amongst you?
Oh, shoot. Hold up a sec. Let me look it up. 15 passive perception.
Yeah, mine's only 14.
Mine's only 12.
Mine's 11. I win.
I think Ty is probably higher than mine.
No, I'm not trained in it. I've only got 13.
Ah, so me!
Okay, then Ty, since you were scouting out the caravan, why don't you give me a roll for perception?
Okay. There you go.
Oh, that's pretty good. The cloaks that they're wearing are very very roomy, and yet they seem to be very filled out. There are the signs of like jagged edges around the shoulders pressing against the cloak, and also like in the joints around the arms. They are probably wearing something pretty heavy underneath that cloak.
Okay.
How many of them are there? Since we're watching them pass.
There are 7 wagons. Each one has, like I said, a driver and a heavy crossbowman on the driver's seat. And Ty, with that perception check, you also notice that there seem to be, like, across the way from you, there seems to be movement in that field, across from you, following along the caravan.
Okay. Well, I'll relay that. That seems like there's either they have their own scouts along the field, or someone else is trailing them. Plus, they all seem to be wearing armor.
Probably scouts. It's a good idea if we don't get into a confrontation with them. We have no idea how many there are.
Do you
Agreed.
think?
In their
Do you
position,
think-
I would also place soldiers inside the carts if available.
I was about to ask if we think they are transporting goods or simply more men. This seems like it could be a small army of sorts.
I don't think they're all men. After all, it's pretty hot out, and having a tarp over top of you in the middle in a cart, it can be pretty bad, especially if you're a human.
I
Yes.
wait until the last cart has passed, and then give them about 40-foot berth before following.
Could we leave them like a lot more space than 40 feet?
We're gonna want more along the lines of 400. We can still see them. The main point
Very well.
right now is I don't want to get into a confrontation with them out here in the middle of nowhere. They're going to get suspicious if we follow them too closely, and then they're going to ask us what's going on. And if we simply tell them that we're working with Redinber, they might not either believe us, or that might be a cause for concern for them, especially considering the fact that they probably don't know us. So we're gonna wait until they get to town, and then Lucy, either you or Ty, I'm gonna need you to find out what is in those carts.
I can probably do that. That sounds like a thing I could maybe do.
Very well.
All right. I'm gonna ask if we can hold on one second. Be right back. I want to check something out and see if I can't maybe fix some of the video issues we're having real quick. Give us 1 second. We'll be right back.
Okay.
No worries.
general.
All right. I've tried some things, and we're gonna see if it helps, but I don't know. We'll see. Now Lucy's huge. Oh my gosh. All right. Again, I'm sorry for the technical difficulties, but you know, first time for everything. We're gonna see if we can make John normal size again. There we go. Last week we had giant tokens. This week we have giant cameras. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine.
We
Nothing's
just have
broken.
such big personalities.
That's exactly right. Okay. Let's try playing D&D again. The video
Give
keeps,
it a go.
Jess, the video keeps changing sizes because as the quality of the video through Skype changes, the OBS Streamlabs tries to adjust for that, and then it ends up, or I don't know if it tries to adjust for that, but as the quality of the camera comes through, it ends up changing the size, rescaling the size of the camera in Streamlabs. And again, I've tried figuring out how to make it static and turn that off, but I'm gonna try something here. Let's see if this does it. Okay, let's see if that has anything. That does anything with it. But I have tried different ways of fixing it, and I'm not sure what the correct way to fix it is. So we'll see. In any event, you guys follow the caravan back, and it does head all the way back to Redinber, returning to the city. We'll move you to the city.
What sort of greeting do the gate guards give the caravan?
Well, they...
I do not halt our progress as they stop at the gate entrance. Mostly because that doesn't make any sense.
The gate guard actually opens the gates as they see the caravan approaching and lets them through. They don't stop them in any way, shape, or form.
Very well.
Perhaps that is one of the bandit caravans that Groff has been employing.
I believe that's entirely possible. It is for the best that we did not engage them.
That may have endangered our relationship with them, yes.
Probably. I'm up for a fight as much as anybody else. Well, probably more so, but kinda need to play it safe for now.
Chance, Daedalus.
All right.
So we'll make our way back into town as well. I'll grab the bodies and start and just kind of like put them over my shoulder and carry them up towards the palace or castle or keep or whatever.
Okay. Do you have Lucy follow this caravan? Is that something that you're doing?
Whichever one of you is better is good at maintaining not being seen. That's the main thing. Right now, Ty looks pretty good at it. I don't know, Lucy, what you're good at. If that's something you can do.
If I had to describe my stealthing abilities, I'd say I'm about equal to Ty. So
All right.
I am not.
Can't hurt for the both of you to go. Sentry and Talus, both of you go ahead and keep an eye on them at the very least, just in case something does happen.
I will stand by with diamonds at the ready.
Just in case they die, we got this. It's covered.
It will be fine. What's one little death?
Very well.
All right. Go ahead, Lucy, and give me a stealth roll as you kind of go off and follow the caravan. The caravan is ahead of you. Is ahead of you this up until this first intersection here, and then it turns down that intersection towards in the direction of the castle.
I do not turn and follow them. We should be able to get a straight shot viewing them as they approach the castle gates. Getting any closer would just draw needless attention.
Okay. And Lucy, you said you're following them, right?
Yeah, and Ty's going with her.
Okay. I'll get
Kolok's request.
Yep. I'll get the both of you to give me some stealth rolls to make sure you're not noticed.
Another one?
What's that?
Like another one?
Did you guys roll them? And I missed it? You did. 26 and 10. I apologize. That's my fault.
14.
14.
Oh, the +4. Yes, that would help. Wow. I'm so sorry.
No worries.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. 14 is good. You guys follow the caravan through the streets of the city up to the side entrance, a secondary entrance to the castle grounds. Where they let in.
As Lucy is walking away, I'm going to cast Message and ask that she establish psionic communication with me, so that the two groups can stay in communication with each other.
Oh, this is always the best part of the game.
Yes, let me roll my die.
Nice. All right. Okay.
Connection established.
Ty and Lucy, you follow this caravan, as I said, staying out of sight in these city streets, and it enters through a side gate into the courtyard of the castle, and you see it brought around to the back of the fortress, as it kind of leads away from the main entrance. You can't necessarily sneak up to these gates, but you can watch as they go in. They aren't exactly greeted. They are just kind of acknowledged and allowed to go in. In the meantime, the rest of you approach the front gates, and the guard calls down to you.
Could you show us on the map where exactly the group is?
Where you guys are?
Yeah. We have the new Kolok icon.
There you go.
There we go.
You move up to the main gates.
I cover my head with the pink, with Lucy's pink cloak.
The pink cloak on Sentry. Making him look as non-threatening as possible.
It worked last time.
Talus has decided to go without his skeletons after much consideration. And so he is just kind of hanging out next to this bright pink cloaked Century. What a pair.
The guard calls down to all of you, to the three of you. What business do you have at the keep?
Ondar Glauerkin sent us on a job. Job's done.
And the guard nods without saying anything else to you. And he comes out and into the out the side door of the tower. Him and several other guards. He's got like a clipboard with information on it. Your name?
Kolok.
Kolok. Yes, I see here. And you have the necessary things to prove that the job is completed.
All the ones we killed, anyway.
Are you
the rest
carrying?
just ran away like cowards.
Did you say you're carrying them on your shoulders?
Yeah. So I just like plop the bodies down. That do?
He kicks the bodies.
Yeah, they're dead.
This is only 2.
Rest of them ran away like cowards.
And there were too many corpses to put in the cart.
This guard captain looks at your cart, looks at these 2. Oh, I guess it will do. The job is done, though. No further interruptions will happen on the road.
No one's gonna get attacked on that road for a very long time.
He reaches into a pocket, and I believe it was a day and a half. Was it a day and a half travel each way? Is that if I remember correctly? And you spent the night there, so he pulls out a pouch
4 days.
With 4 gold for each of you, and tosses it to you, Kolok.
Take the pouch, which has a whole of 4, 8, 12, 16, 20 gold in it. I'll divvy that out here in a second, but as I look to the guard, I'll kind of leer down at him. Now, Ondar said as soon as we get this job done, he might be able to get us working with the army a little bit more closely. But I don't really see him out here to receive us.
Ondar is attending to other business. I will, do we know where
Insight
we can...
check.
Yeah, go ahead. See what you got, bud. He's telling you the truth. Or at least as far as he believes.
Fine. Set me a meeting with him as soon as possible.
It will be as you say. I was about to ask, where can we contact you?
We're staying at an inn in town. The Stout Trickster, I think it is.
Correct.
I am sure that with your success, the proven success of your mission, that more opportunities will come the way of your band.
Hopefully better paying ones.
The pay in the army is good. And he bids you farewell, and has some of his men lift up the dwarf corpses and carry them into the watchtower with him.
As I kind of lead Sentry to bring the the wagon around, I get close to the wagon, and I'm just like, I'm pretty sure they can put those dwarf bodies on pikes.
This seems like an unfortunate possibility.
That's gonna piss off the remaining ones.
I have never understood the need for placing the bodies of your enemies on pikes.
It's a message to be sent. Basically, this is what happens when you mess with us.
That
It
is boring.
seems remarkably inefficient.
It's a boring message. They should send a fun message by reanimating the bodies and having them dance. Obviously, everyone knows that.
Dallas, I'm not entirely sure that we I don't think we have time for your proselytizing the use of or your advocation of the use of undead corpses.
I'm
So
just
the point
saying.
is valid.
I'm just saying it's a lot better of a message.
I can agree to that. That would at least be entertaining, as opposed to the gaudy decorations of just bodies on pikes, or even just heads on pikes. To me, it's a waste of food.
Yeah.
Ty and Lucy, after the entirety of the caravan goes in, the guards begin to close this service entrance to the keep. What are the two of you up to?
What do you
So,
think we should do, Ty?
well, first I want to know, it's a pretty long wagon train. Do we see, do they start unloading the first wagon before the last one is in? Like, can we see what's happening up at the front, or what?
How close do you want to get to this to the entrance to this this keep?
Maybe just across the street.
Okay. Give me another stealth roll to move up that close while the caravan is still kind of pulling in. Okay. You move up, and yeah, you can see them beginning to unload one of the first of the carts. The driver and the guard for the first wagon jump off and begin unrolling the tarp, but before they do, they pull the hoods from their heads, and there are two hobgoblins beginning to open up the tarps and unload these carts into the courtyard of this keep. They're unloading foodstuffs, they're unloading stolen goods of many kinds. You just see like any kind of you see strange, not strange. You see different piles of like silver and gold things that have been ransacked from different locations, and you're pretty sure, Ty, that you see things that you recall seeing around the village.
Okay. We should probably go back and tell everyone else what we found.
True. I could tell Century right now if you want.
Oh yeah, that's great.
Hey, yeah. Lucy, opens her brain communications and says, "Hey, Century, we're watching them unload. They just went into like a service entrance of the fortress, and they're definitely hobgoblins. They seem to be unloading mostly like food, stolen goods. I think these are some of the guys we've been fighting earlier."
Message received. Thank you, Lucy. We are meeting at the Stout Trickster.
Okay, we'll meet you there.
Stay safe.
As we get
on the
to
way to the Stout Trickster, I'm gonna stop at that Weaver's, the Weaver's place.
Okay.
With him stopping at the Weaver's place, I am going to look to Century. I'm going to head over to the Green Spear Inn and see if I can't get some more information out of this Nolly character.
Before you go, I got something for the group. I think you should see it.
All right.
I go inside and I hand the woman her 12 gold pieces and retrieve my cloak, which now has our banner's insignia on it, as well as the banner itself.
Okay.
And then I fasten the cloak on. clicks in nice and tight to where my shoulders are. And then Sentry takes the pink towel off his head and puts up the red hood he has. And he steps outside and hands Kolok the rolled up banner. It says, I leave it to you to find the appropriate place for this.
It's pretty detailed. Kolok kind of like looks at it for a bit, and you can tell he's looking at this a little bit longer than just somebody who's just judging it by its merit.
You can speak Draconic, correct?
Yeah.
So can I. I believe it seems the most appropriate character for our company.
Good job. You got it made. I'll go ahead and leave the privilege of where we'll fly this to you.
Very well. On your way to the... I don't believe that it's appropriate for the commander of our mercenary company to be traveling alone. Talus, would you kindly accompany Boss Kolok to the green... What's it called?
The Green Spear Inn.
Talus, would you do Boss Kolok the honor of accompanying him to the Green Spear Inn?
Of course, I would not leave the commander on his own.
Thank you.
Meet up with Ty and Lucy back at the other inn. Get a better understanding of what's going on, and get an idea of what you'd like to do moving forward. And then we'll talk about it when I get back.
Very well. And with that, I believe we go our separate ways.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Kolok and Talus, you approach the Green Spear Inn. It is here in this like larger quarter of town that's more open, within this it faces this larger courtyard. There's like a park and a fountain, and the fountain isn't spewing water. There's no water in it. It looks like when in this heyday, this would have been like a more welcoming and touristy part of the city. But now, most of the shops seem empty. However, the Green Spear Inn looks to be doing rather well for itself. It's a large 2-story wooden building. It has a sign that is simply a green spear chained to a pole.
Interesting. Well, that's one way of doing an aesthetic, I guess.
I don't know. I think it looks nice.
I'm not really much a good judge on those sorts of things.
When you enter the inn, the first thing that hits you is this is much nicer than the inn you're staying in. There's a stone. They're like stone, rough, like stone slab floors by the fireplace. There are nice couches that look incredibly comfortable. The smell of roast pheasant is like wafting out of the kitchen. It smells like this hearty smell of spices and good food. You see that the bar is filled with Redinber soldiers. They are all drinking.
I'll make my way past them and head over to what I assume is the person behind the counter at the main counter. Hello. I'm Kolok. I'm part of a mercenary group here. What might your name be?
A heavy-set dwarven woman with completely white hair that is tied back in a braid. She steps up onto a platform up to the bar side and leans over the bar top and says, "Name's Nolly. Why you asking?"
Well, I just heard that you had a pretty good hammer, and I'd like to see it.
I have a magical hammer, crafted by Thormodin himself.
Really impressive dwarven smith.
Thormodin is the god of the smiths.
That's pretty impressive indeed.
Talus takes out a little notebook and actually writes down Thormodin, God of Smiths.
Tell me, why do you come all this way? Are things well? Where you hail from?
Can't really say that things are well where I hail from. I don't hail from anywhere in particular. Kind of a wanderer.
I'm not allowed back where I'm hailed from.
Well, how can I help you?
Well,
She
given
asked that
present
very
company,
just so you know, she asked that very pointedly.
given present company, it'd probably be best if maybe came back at a different time when things are less busy to have that sort of a conversation, yeah?
You're probably right. This kind of busy happens a lot here. Pretty much all the time. It's a good way to keep business flowing and keep the inn as well stocked as it is. In fact, good time to come around might be during the morning deliveries. No one is usually in the inn yet, and the patrons haven't awoken. So it would be a good time if you need to have a conversation with, if we could have a meeting. I'm not as busy then.
Good. I've got an entire group that's interested in seeing your hammer, so I might bring them along.
Sounds lovely. Well, you have a lovely day. You said your name was, what was it again? I'm sorry, lad.
Kolok.
Kolok. Very good. Well, I tell you, Kolok, I don't know that I've met a dragonborn in my life, but it is a pleasure to finally meet one who is so kind and respectful.
You might want to hold off on the compliments. We haven't gotten to know each other that well yet.
She bangs on the bar and points at you, like, yeah, you're right. And, tomorrow then.
Tomorrow sounds good. I'll bring by my people and we'll have a nice little chat.
It will be a pleasure.
I'm sure it will. And, yeah, you set up that meeting. Sentry, in the meantime, you meet up with Lucy and Ty. They, are you guys meeting up at your inn at the Stout Trickster? Where are you meeting? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay. You return to the Stout Trickster, and Sentry is there waiting for you.
Hi, Century. We
Is he-
made it back.
Is he not there yet?
I am here, yes.
Okay.
Sentry, very proud of himself, stands up, shows off, like sort of doing a flexing pose he's seen humans do.
Nothing flexes because it's all metal.
Yeah, nothing flexes because it's all metal. But I mean, he's still kind of bulky. But he shows off the cloak he's got.
Oh, that's so cute. Where did you get it?
There was a weaver named Wendy.
You look very nice.
Thank you. I am quite proud of it.
So yeah, you've gathered there at the inn.
Kolok and Talus are currently meeting with someone at the Green Spear Inn.
Oh, okay. What do you think we should do about the hobgoblins that are definitely stealing? Oh. That are definitely stealing things.
And we will definitely have to have this conversation later. I do not believe now is the appropriate time.
Okay.
Sentry's like barely quieter.
Still in his robot voice. Can't really whisper, just, we will have to have this conversation later at a different time.
In the meantime, I believe it would be prudent for us to go pick up our order at the blacksmith.
Oh, right. Yeah, let's do that.
Ty, do you wish to accompany us?
Okay.
Okay. So you pick up your order at the blacksmith's. It's the helmet and
as we're walking there, I give Lucy back her towel. It's her cloak, but it's like a towel on Sentry. And I show her the banner, and I say, where do you think would be a good place to put this?
Can we, like, attach it to the side of the cart?
Yes, but we only have one.
Oh, I see. Still, I don't know where we'd put it other than the cart. Maybe on Kolok? Like, attach a pole to his back, because he's the leader?
Maybe. I'm not sure he would sit still long enough for us to tie a pole to him.
Oh, yeah, that's true. We'll figure it out.
We've got money.
Perhaps
We could rent a building in town.
That is correct. Brilliant, Ty. Although, I was thinking, what if we tied it to Talus's little wolf puppy as a sort of mascot?
That's cute. Wouldn't it get all dirty, though?
isn't it a full-size banner?
I don't think so.
I'm just imagining a wolf cub dragging along this banner along the ground.
We could definitely get Mjolnir a little bandana, a red bandana that has the logo on it.
Mjolnir's the skeleton.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the little pup is Grim.
Oh, Grim. My mistake.
Like Brothers Grimm. Yeah.
How
Grim
dare
could-
you
Grim-
mix
Grim
up
could
one
get
of
a bandana.
Talus's 14 minions?
Grim could definitely get a bandana. I could see that. That would be cute.
We will absolutely have to acquire a bandana for Grim. In the meantime, I do think that that finding a vacant building to put the banner on and headquarters ourselves there is not the worst idea.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
Now, as we've been walking around the city, is it crowded with like people coming in to try to get fed by the city because the crops are bad? Like the farmers are not out at their farmsteads, they're here in the city.
Actually, you don't notice that. You're looking around.
Interesting.
You're looking around, and you would think that would happen. Ty, maybe even because something similar happened with people showing up at the shrine for food at some point. That you kind of consider that and look around, and you realize that that's not the case. The surrounding farmers and villages, the streets are actually, people kind of, as I said, people avoid each other on the streets. It's not crowded. People keep to themselves and like just don't really seem to interact in any way. You would think that things would be much more chaotic here with everything going on around the city, but it just seems so desolate in every way.
Sentry hasn't noticed this because people tend to avoid him on the street anyway. As we walk to the blacksmith, and he retrieves his helmet, and he asks, one second. Names. Mugen, I have returned.
Mugen gathers the items that you had requisitioned, and brings out your helmet, which looks buffed out and hammered out and with a perfect shine upon it. He tells you that for the helmet, it will cost you
I give it a good look over and see if he was able to get the symbol of the Empire buffed out of the side.
He did.
Excellent work, Mugen.
He smiles, and you see the tiny like half-orc tusks blending in with his huge teeth as he does so.
Thank you, sir. I put my best work into it. It should give you exactly what you need from this point out, and look good doing it.
Yeah, it looks really nice.
Wonderful.
I'm glad you're a blacksmith. That's a good job for you.
Put it on.
Yeah.
The repairs will cost you 10 gold, sir.
Very well. It is a small price to pay for such excellent craftsmanship.
I'm happy to do the work, and not have to work for what's happening with the army. Every blacksmith in town has been turning away work to do work for the keep. Things like this get to come my way.
Have you heard anything different over the past 4 days?
Nay.
I understand. Please keep me informed if you can.
Do what I can, do what I can.
And Sentry gives him a nod. Picking up, I think it's the glaive.
Yep.
It's glaive and a bunch of javelins, right?
The javelins you had, it is a glaive, though. I don't know if there was anything else that that you guys had requisitioned.
Very well. Thank you. I leave. Feeling very spiffy with my new red cloak over my helmet.
Yes. You have a cloak and helmet that look beautiful and perfect, and you are ready to roll into battle and get that stuff dented and bruised up.
Which is like exactly what he aims for. That is like so on brand for him.
And you guys meet up. Did you guys head back to the inn after that?
I think so, probably, right? We would meet up at the inn.
Okay.
Yes.
So you guys meet up. You meet back up at the inn. You resecure your rooms for the night. If there's anything that you wanted to do with the rest of the evening, that's fine. Otherwise, we can deal with the meeting the next morning.
Are my requisitions ready, or from the blacksmith, or is he still working
Yeah,
on
that's
those?
what I picked
Yeah,
up.
he picked up the glaive. You ordered the glaive, and what else, Kolok?
The oversized bow with at least
Yes.
like 20 arrows.
Yes,
Right,
those are
right.
all ready.
That's what we got.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
Thank
real
you.
quick, how much would that have been?
The cost of the glaive is the standard cost in the PHB.
Okay.
For the oversized bow and the arrows, I'm going to say it's twice the cost of a normal bow and arrows in the PHB.
Gotcha.
Which brings it to like what, 30 total?
I believe so, yeah, because it's 10 gold for a glaive.
And then like, I think arrows are like a silver piece for 20 of them.
So 2 silver pieces for 20 oversized ones, and then the bow would normally be 5 gold, and that's 10 gold. So
we're looking at 20 gold pieces total.
yeah.
All right. Sentry covers the cost because you're not there. And then the Ty, Lucy, and Sentry return to the tavern.
All right, and Talus and Kolok will have been making their way back to the tavern after they got done the green spear.
Okay. Okay. You guys gather back at the inn. You have your new equipment. You've gotten the pay from the job. You've met with the woman from the Green Spear, and you are informed of what Talus and Lucy discovered about the caravan coming into town.
Yes, in our rooms.
Yes, I was assuming it would be in your rooms. As I said, if there are important things for you to discuss beyond that, that is fine for you to do so. Otherwise, the next day you go to meet with Nolly.
I did have one thing I wanted to do before we go to bed,
Okay.
or before everybody else goes to bed, and the Sentry takes his spot outside in the wagon watching the perimeter. But he is going to help serve dinner at the tavern that night.
Okay, of course he is.
Of course, he is a
Of course
chef. He is
Also,
a chef.
would Kolok want a rematch on a drinking game? Or is this
Oh
bad
my.
situational time for that?
Kolok, like if Lucy tries, like asks him if he's up for it, he'll look at her and he'll be like really sorely tempted. I would want to, but we have to be up early in the morning.
Oh, yeah, that's probably true. This weekend, then.
Next time we have a decent amount of time.
I keep a close eye out for any soldiers of Redinber in the tavern
Okay.
as I am preparing and serving food. And I would like to try and listen in on any pertinent conversation as to the arrival of the caravan earlier today.
Okay. Just to double go over the price. A normal longbow is 50 gold. So the oversized
50?
one, yes,
It's-
the
okay,
oversized
so it's
one would
100
be
gold.
100
All
gold.
right.
The glaive is 20 gold. Period.
Gotcha.
And
All right.
then the arrows, oh, there it is. Ammunition. Arrows are normally 1 gold for 20, so it's 2 gold for 20.
Okay.
Okay. Then I think we just get all that sorted out.
Yeah.
I have it subtracted from mine, so you don't have to worry about your gold, Sentry.
Yeah.
Alright, sounds good.
Oh yeah, and also that night, Talus is going to continue studying that one book that was given to him by Orica
Cool.
about the spear.
Absolutely. You did find out a couple of things, right, from your during your travels, studying that book, which I have information for you. I believe I told you had learned 2 pieces of information about the spear. Yep, I have that here. The first piece of information about the spear is that it is a relic from before even the founding of the empire. Far before the founding of the empire. That it was passed down to the priests of Morrigan for centuries and centuries, and has been kept at that particular temple, and brought out during times of conflict when the area needs to be, when the world was at the greatest need of it. The book also says that anyone wielding the spear cannot lose in battle. That they are invincible, essentially, and that the spear is decorated with the feathers of Morrigan's personal messengers.
Good to know.
So
That's not terrifying.
if somebody's wielding that spear towards us, run.
Which implies that we will have to steal it. I am ready for this subterfuge.
I hate the idea of something that I can't just fight outright, but it is Morgan's spear after all, so makes sense.
Alright, would you like me to make a survival check for cooking?
Sure. How well do you cook?
Average.
Yes. Your food is adequate.
Very well. But what would you like me to roll for
carousing?
Listening in.
For listening in? Just a perception roll to see what you overhear as you are providing food for these men. Mostly griping about the drills that they have to go through every single day. It is getting tiresome, and they're ready for some action.
So, Sentry thinks to himself, bystander personality, engage. So, you gentlemen have been getting drilled often, correct?
We practice every day in the grounds. Why?
Just seems like a lot of work when you're not actively at war.
That's what I'm saying. I'm ready to go to battle.
Who is it that you wish to fight?
He shrugs.
It seems like a strange desire to have a fight without an intended target in mind.
You lie your ass off as you think about Kolok.
No, it's still strange.
It is. I have an intended target. It's Kolok.
No. Kolok is willing to fight anyone or anything, anywhere, at any time. Like.
Oh yeah, no.
You know somebody like that.
Yes, I do.
It doesn't mean he doesn't think it's strange.
Because people don't normally do that. Yeah. Kolok's a little odd on that point.
I do think that Kolok is strange for doing that, which is what sells this question.
He just shrugs and says, "Armies are meant to fight. We're not meant to sit around like this."
What persuaded you to join the army?
Best source of food and money. And you get to knock people's heads in every once in a while. What's that?
They supply you with food and money?
The other gentleman that he was talking to nods. Oh yeah. soldiers are offered, average infantry are offered 10 gold a week, plus room and board, 3 meals a day, place to sleep, travel, and those troops who, like us, well, when you move up in the ranks or you part of a specialty squad, you get 30 gold a day. Or 30 gold a week. 30 gold a week.
That is quite impressive.
Day would be nice.
What do you know of these specialty squads?
Well, we're well trained. Better trained. We're,
So you're in one of these special squads?
That's right.
That's impressive. I am impressed.
Please give
Kolok.
me a I don't know, like a persuasion or a performance roll. I don't even. I think it's performance.
It's all -1, so it doesn't matter.
All right, just roll one of them.
Before I am not impressed.
Very deadpan. I am very impressed with you.
I'm impressed.
They both kind of eye you.
Kolok kind of like puts his current mug of probably actually just water on the on his table and kind of gets up, rolls his shoulders a bit, and walks over to the soldiers. Specialty group, huh? So you're supposed to be what? The elite?
They look at each other and kind of nod, like, yeah, basically.
Sentry folds his arm. The sentry crosses his arms over his apron and stands next to his mercenary boss.
Well, I gotta say, I'm intrigued to figure out exactly how elite you are. You guys ever hold any sparring practices? Wouldn't want to do it in the middle of the street or in the middle of the town here, but maybe in the courtyard up next to the palace.
Strange Dragonborn I have never met before. I hear that...
Kolok's eyes just go up immediately, just, oh god.
I believe I have heard in the past of humans holding contests where they grip hands and try to gain leverage over the other. I was told it was called arm wrestling.
That doesn't really tell us a whole heck of a lot. After all, I've got some people who work under me who are very skilled, but not necessarily individually strong.
Lucy whispers to herself, "That's me."
The soldiers say, "Sure, there's places we can spar."
I'd like to see how good you guys are. How about you and your units versus me and mine? Maybe tomorrow afternoon.
Yeah. They kind of look at each other. We can see that happen. There's a...
We'll make it a nice demonstration.
There's an arena in town.
There
We
is.
can go there.
Where might that be?
He tells you it's near the palace, or it's near the castle, not far from its walls. And between some buildings, there's an inner courtyard. In that courtyard, there's an old fighting pit. We can go there.
Sounds good to me.
Dragonborn,
Meet you there.
do you mind if I accompany you? This company of yours sounds quite strong.
Sure, why not? He just sort of deadpan looks at Sentry, just entirely unsure why he's pretending not to know him. Like, I don't know why that's an additional part of the cover right now, but maybe it's because he's got the chef's apron on.
Sure, random chef, you can join my band of mercenaries.
Wonderful. I better get back to cooking. Ignore me!
So, since you're the elite and all, does that mean that you work very closely with Ondar?
They look at each other. You know who Ondar is?
Did a job for him. Just got back in town after completing one.
They nod. Ondar gives us our orders a lot of times. Sure.
You ever have a chance to meet with him, or do you just get stuff from messengers?
We don't meet with him too often. Ondar is a busy man.
I imagine so. Seems very important. What about the Lord? You ever come down to survey his troops?
All the time. What's
Lord Groff like?
Lord Groff, Lord Groff is a renowned warrior in his own right. He made a name for himself during the Orc incursion. He is.
I presume he fought in it.
Oh, he led men.
Mm.
We were among his men in that time. The elves fled before our troops. Or the orcs. I think I said elves, but the orcs fled before our troops.
Interesting. You'll have to forgive me. I'm not a native, and spend most of my time in the desert. So, when exactly did this orc invasion happen?
Some 10 years ago.
I was just a kid back then. Wouldn't have been much help to you, unfortunately. Not the way I was. Still, my mercenary group might be employed by you guys fairly soon, so it'd be a good idea for us to get to know each other a little bit. After all, we might be fighting side by side. Who knows?
We might be. And it would be good for us to test our mettle against one another. I'm ready to put these skills in place. We've been doing nothing but practicing for months now.
Months of training on end. You gotta be good by now. How many people in the unit?
In our unit, our squad is 10.
Double the size of mine.
God, I know his pain.
I've only got 5 myself, but each one I consider to be good enough for 5 others.
You've seen much battle together.
At this point, oh, heck yeah.
I see. What kind of skirmishes have you been in? Sit, tell us.
Sure, why not?
They offer to buy you a drink as well.
Kolok sits with them and starts to regale them with tales of being hired to take out bandits and having that situation be far more intense than before. We thought that it was only going to be about 6-7 of them, right? So I thought wouldn't be a bad idea to lure them out, get them to attack us, and then take them out when they came out. Kind of assumed that they would all come with the full force, but no. They had a whole camp. Probably an additional 20, 30 of them, at the very least. We went to that camp after taking out their forward force, and we wiped them out, sent them running. Only about 5 or so survived, I'd say, at least by my estimate. And then we did it again for another bandit camp. And again, and again, and again, we fight these things. They weren't very skilled individually, but they had numbers. I think in a full day, we ended up killing about 50 of them.
Where was this?
Oh, several days back. It's a nondescript town. Can't really say a whole lot about it. Which was weird.
Local, though. Few days back.
More or less, yeah. It's pretty strange that so many bandits were just sitting around doing stuff. Especially when there wasn't really that much going on the roads.
I quickly start a fire in the kitchen.
Do you think you hear him?
I'm not kidding. Yeah.
Give me a.
Kolok. He's like the loudest thing in the building.
Yeah, you can start a fire in the kitchen.
All right, I start a fire in the kitchen. Just like a small grease fire.
Yeah. So you start a fire. The other cooks in the kitchen like rush over, like trying to put it out, freaking out.
I step into the room. Do not panic. There is a fire in the kitchen. Everybody, please vacate the premises.
People start like leaving
Can I make
quickly.
a persuasion check? Can I make a persuasion check to not have everybody panic?
Yeah, please do.
And just leave in
That's
orderly
three.
fashion.
People start rushing out people are panicking.
Okay.
You just caused this riot essentially of people rushing out of this inn, you overhear Kolok as two people are leaving. Like one halfling grabs another, and they're is getting pulled out of the inn, and is going, "See, I told you we wouldn't have run any problems like this at the Green Spear."
All right. Now I'm gonna go put out the fire.
You started a controlled fire.
Yeah. What do I need to roll to put out the fire?
I can control water or whatever, that cantrip, if that helps.
So
Not on a grease fire, it doesn't.
nope.
Oh,
Nope.
oops.
That would make
Could
it worse.
mold earth.
You
That would help better.
yeah. I would say that give me a survival roll to see if you know how to put out a grease fire successfully and easily.
Well, our rolls have been fantastic today.
Nope. The grease fire begins to spread along the counter.
All right.
Okay.
I am gonna cast Absorb Elements to try and absorb the fire.
What?
You walk up to the flames and you cast Absorb Elements, and you begin to see anybody who's back there with him begins to see that his hands and arms start to turn a bright red as part of the fire is kind of being sucked into his arms. But the fire doesn't go out. It just kind of doesn't grow as you're doing this. And eventually, the innkeeper has come back there, the other cook is back there, and they are trying to find ways to smother out the grease fire that you have started while you stand there having your arms turn red, absorbing the heat of the flames. Kolok, the two soldiers have given each other some glances, looked back at where this fire has, this Warforged has come out and said that the building is now on fire, and they finish their mugs of ale, turn to you and say, "Tomorrow then," and head
Tomorrow
out.
afternoon, we'll meet you there.
Okay, and they head out.
Sentry, do you need any help? What happened?
I will explain later.
Are your arms okay?
My arms are fine. We need to
Okay.
smother this fire.
Okay.
Do not use water, Lucy.
Should I roll survival to see if I know how to put out a
Yeah,
grease
you
fire?
can roll survival to see if you know how to put out a grease fire.
Same roll.
Nope. Fire starts getting bigger. You run
That
over.
was
You run over and Sentry's like, "Don't use water on it," and you're like halfway about to dump this bucket of water that you've gotten from out back of the inn, and like you stop, but some splashes on it, and it just kind of the fire just like pops and explodes a little bit, spreading onto the floor in places.
Talus just kind of looks up from his book and says, "Is everything okay? What's this? Fire? It's not that bad though, right? Fire isn't too bad. It doesn't
It's
hurt."
kind of bad when it's in someone else's tavern.
Can I
Oh,
make
okay.
may I make another survival check?
Sure. Lucy can assist you, so you have advantage on the roll.
That works.
Lucy and Sentry are rushing around this kitchen, trying to figure out how to smother this fire, and eventually are able to put it out and get the thing under control.
We're just running around trying everything in the kitchen, just throwing it at the fire until some sand or something works.
The Yakety Sax is playing as they're running around trying to find some way to put it out. And by the end of it, like Sentry's just his entire apron is just like burned to a crisp at this point. It's just black. Lucy's got a bunch of ash on her face for some reason, but she's just smiling through it.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly.
My apron.
All right, let's take a quick break. I need to grab some water and check on my kids, and we will come back the next morning after these fools clean themselves up. We'll be right back. Hello, fellow nerds. We are back. Quick announcements. Just to let you know, we are doing our charity stream on August 15th. It is a Saturday. All the details have not been worked out yet. That'll be happening. But check us out as we go to, as we get together to raise money for a great cause with the Trevor Foundation, who are there to support people in the LGBT community. We want to be a part of that. So come by, hang out, and see what we got going on. Maybe throw a little money at it and see if we can't donate to a good cause. Other than that, as you can see, we are rolling out this new format. We've been trying it. It has been more successful than not, although there have been some hiccups. Oh, excuse me. Hiccups with the cameras. We will get it under control eventually, but the quality of the cameras and I think the overall look of the stream has been well received. We do want to hear feedback from you, though, so please let us know what you think. If you think that we can improve further, if you think that the old format was better, let us know. We want to touch base with all of you. Other than that, we're going to keep playing and see what's happening in the city of Redinber. The next morning, all of you arrive at the Green Spear Inn.
Real early in the morning.
Real early. There is literally a chicken farmer unloading eggs for Nolly as you approach the back of the inn at the service entrance.
And that is why I am glad we did not get kicked out of our room.
By the way, Sentry, you are aware that you're not going to be allowed to cook there ever again, right?
I was not told that by the owner of the establishment.
You certainly were told that by the owner of the establishment.
I will choose to ignore their direction.
If you try to...
We will have this discussion later.
Okay.
Now is not the
Don't worry,
time.
and every night that Century cooks, I'll personally pay the inn 10 gold. It's fine.
Not only is he cooking for them, but you're paying them to let him cook for them. Okay.
That's so much money!
It's a lot of money. That's way too much money for it.
We got paid 4 gold each for wiping out a hill full of dwarves.
You could get, like, a personal chef to a lord for 10 gold a day.
Listen, I want Century to follow his dreams. I'm trying to be supportive.
Aw.
Thank you
Lucy
for
is
your
the
support,
century
Lucy.
through culinary school.
Lucy, there is no need, though I do appreciate your support.
Nolly is at the back entrance and she grabs a basket of the eggs that this farmer is dropping off, and then she waves at you, Kolok, to kind of follow her into the delivery entrance of this inn.
I'll go in and wait for everybody else to follow.
It's cool and dark and quiet in the kitchen of this inn, where she places the eggs on a large wooden table. Century, this is the nicest kitchen you've been in since Reawakening. It's got flagstone floors. It's got a huge fireplace with multiple cauldrons on it for cooking stews. There's a huge butcher's block island in the center of the kitchen. There's copper pots and pans hanging in the room. This is a gorgeous place to cook.
I begin to look for a new apron. My old one was burned. Nolly! Nolly!
Can I help you, sir? Yes, I'm Nolly.
And he looms over her and he says, I request an apron. My old one was destroyed.
He needs a cooking apron.
Why don't you all have a seat and we can discuss exactly what it is that you need to discuss. I guess that you've been sent here by, well, by mutual friends.
You could say that.
I begin to rifle through the cupboards looking for an apron.
Oh, by
Lucy.
the way, if my friend here burns down any part of your building, I'll pay for it, so don't worry.
He's
And
not.
guess what?
That won't happen.
Okay. Lucy, why don't you go ahead and explain what you and Ty found when it came to the caravan that came in?
Okay, so Ty and I followed behind like these 7 really heavily guarded carts, and when they went into the fortress, we saw that the people guarding them were hobgoblins, and that the goods in the wagons were definitely stolen, probably from people on roads.
And definitely we saw some things that were from Ridgeford.
Which makes sense, since Ridgeford was recently raided by those hobgoblins. Probably stuff that they found during the raid. So, the basic thing is that right now our mutual acquaintances weren't really able to stop the soldiers from getting supplies from their raids. They just had somebody else get supplies for them instead. So, with them being able to do that, it's making things a little difficult moving forward. Right now, I really need to get a good private meeting with Ondar Glowerkin. But it's going to be kind of hard to do that, I think.
What does this have to do with me?
I was wondering if you had any ways of getting around town that people in general might not be aware of.
Well, you've certainly come to the right inn. I have my ways. I do. And people to do it for me. As you can see, I have the right clientele to be able to stay with my ear to the ground as to what's going on in the city. Do you have any word that you need to pass on to Bronzefall as well? Or do you have any word from Bronzefall as to what's happening?
As of right now, the dwarves in question are going to remain incognito. They're going to keep to themselves for a little bit. Century has taught them how to make use of whatever supplies they have and to ration themselves so that they'll be able to handle themselves for at least a little while. In the meantime, they're probably going to need new storages of food sent their way. If that's something that you could potentially handle, they're going to need supplemented.
I'll do what I can. If you need to be trafficked through the city, I have a way. Why don't you follow me down to the wine cellar? I'll show you the door.
Fine with me.
Down in the wine cellar of the Green Spear is a sewer grate. It's a drain, really. But as she kind of opens it, you realize that the drain, the whole like stone, like flagstone around the drain lifts up, not just the drain itself. And there is a man-sized hole that leads down into the tunnel system, into a tunnel system below the city.
How long has this been around?
A long time. A very long time, before I was here.
Does it connect to the keep?
It goes all over town, although getting into the keep... It opens up into the keep's grounds. I think that this used to be a way for the lords and ladies of the keep itself, the nobility to escape should the need arise. But
This will be useful.
It
Does this open up outside of town as well?
It does. However, there are places in it that stay on the marked path. I'll tell you that much. And if you go all the way to the keep, be careful. The entryway into the keep grounds opens, well, onto the grounds, not the keep itself. And
right.
Lately, the grounds are rather full.
Yeah, they probably would be throughout most of the day, and probably most of the evening. Probably wouldn't be able to actually use this to get to the keep in any way unless it was maybe 2, 3 in the morning, something like that, where there would be minimal amount of people. Even then, it would still be possible that you'd be seen by some of the tower guards. They seem to be keeping a decent watch on things. We won't use this for now, but it'd be good to have this ready to go. Once we do decide to make our move, as soon as we have all the information we need, I think it'd be a good idea to use this as an assault point. Keep a nice, well, the dwarves could start themselves a little siege of the town, draw all the guards' attention, things like that. Keep themselves safe, obviously. But once the guards all have their attention on the outer walls, we can go into the keep from here and see about finding Lord Groff or Ondar. Either one would work as far as a hostage is concerned, and then we could use that to force a surrender. But we've got a little ways to go before we reach that point.
She looks very seriously at you. That hammer I was speaking of. It's real. You bring trouble down on my home. Going in through this access point. You bring trouble back my way. I'll be using it on you.
No worries, Nolly. I'm not planning on using this to bring any trouble until I am already aware of how to control that trouble to a degree that won't affect you.
Now, I only let you in here because you knew what to say. But I don't know you yet, as you said.
We'll know this.
Nolly, I can't find your aprons.
Have you checked any closets?
I'm not gonna go rifling through her kitchen.
You already said you were going
already
rifling
are.
through her kitchen.
You're literally already rifling through her kitchen.
Well, I don't want to rifle through it more.
I can get your friend an apron, if it will keep him quiet.
It might not.
Lucy, can you go help him?
Sure.
She walks
I
over
go
to
help
a
the
rack of shelves that are down here in the cellar, and you can see that there's, like, a bunch of folded aprons on them, and she, like, hastily and, like, annoyedly grabs one off the rack and hands it to you as you head up to go get Sentry.
I try to calm her down. I say, you know, I'm really sorry about my friends. They're rambunctious, but I promise their heart's in the right place.
All right. Oh, whatever it will be, it'll be. And, she shrugs. Just bring this to your metal friend up there. And,
Okay.
she comes back over to Kolok and Talus and Ty. Well, having you come in and out of the kitchens and down into the cellar to have access to these tunnels here, It's, that would seem rather suspicious, I think. So we'll have to be precise about when those meetings happen. Or we'll have to have a reason why you're bringing stuff in through the delivery entrance.
You won't have to worry about us using this very much for right now. It's just good to know that we have an option. But in the future, we will be coming by as soon as we have a use for it.
If there's any word you need to get to Lord Bronzefall, or if you need information from them, you come on down, and we'll talk about it.
Tell him I said I hope he's doing well.
I'll send your well wishes, girl.
I get out my bag of gold, and I take a decent amount out and count out about 50. Use this to help finance their food for the next little while. I don't know how long that's going to last them, but that should do at least for a little bit.
Food is scarce all over town, and all over the surrounding area. She pockets your gold. I'll do what I can to supplement them, and it's most appreciated that you're willing.
In a calm voice, Sentry does peek down the hole and say, in these sort of scarcity situations, dried food and jerkies tend to be more filling and nutritious than attempts at actual culinary creation. To that endeavor, I would be willing to assist you in food preparation for Lord Bronzefall's forces.
Well, money and work. I'm not going to say no to that. Anything to help.
Hope this gives you a better idea of the type of people we are.
You've eased some of my concerns. That's wholly sure.
If you're more interested in what my motivations are, you know your hammer?
I do. Very well.
I've got a spear. It's about as important to me.
No, we don't.
It was stolen by our mutual enemies. I want to get it back.
Well, I'll tell you what. As you said, we have mutual enemies. And anyone who has taken an item of such importance, they deserve a good kick in the teeth.
I agree. Though, for right now, we're going to have to play along with them if I'm going to get anywhere close to the information that I need.
She shuts the opening to the tunnels below and leads you all back up into the kitchens.
If I do send anybody here and they need to use those tunnels, it's likely going to be either Lucy or Ty. And I sort of gesture over to Ty. He's the quiet one over there.
I can bring a delivery if that makes it easier.
Certainly would.
He's a good kid. You can trust him. Because he doesn't know how to be untrustworthy.
Well. I think we have some tentative agreements then.
Very good. We'll use your services whenever we need them, but for right now, we've got other things on our mind and other things on our agenda, so thank you very much for taking us in and hearing us out, and I hope we're able to work together fairly amicably from here on forward.
If our goals are the same, I don't see why we wouldn't be.
Looking for any excuse to use the kitchen. Sentry says, we should eat breakfast here.
Sentry, this entire place is loaded with Redinber soldiers. Do you really think it's a good idea?
It would look more suspicious if we came in, did nothing, and then left.
Fair point.
If you want to cook, you can feel free to use the kitchens. Just no fires, from what you said earlier.
You can't cook without fire, man. But I understand what you mean. In fact, if it would not be too much trouble, I could use your help.
Surely.
I can help too if you want.
Century, his apprentice Lucy, and Nolly get to work on a breakfast for the Redinber soldiers who are now gathering down in the common room of this inn.
Alright, can I make a perception check to see if any of them are wearing the livery of the same soldiers we interacted with last night?
They're not. Don't worry about a perception check. They're not. When you...
They're just poisoning them before the fight.
After breakfast, you return to the inn with word, and there's word there for you of that another job is available for you at the keep, to return to the keep, essentially. That Kolok, your presence has been requested at the gates.
Oh.
I will accompany Kolok this time.
Very well.
It
I have not
actually,
gotten to the keep yet.
actually, it says to bring your troops to the gates of the keep.
Okay. Well, seems we have an official summons.
Is this the time that I ask their opinion on skeletons, or should I save that?
No. Comrades. Alice included. I had an idea last night while I was thinking about what to do with the banner. And I think for now, it is best if we drape it over the barrels, collect it, the barrels containing Mjolnir, Mr. Bones, and the other two that I can't remember the names of.
There is Mjolnir, Skeletor, Jenny, and Usher Bonipal. They are very simple names. I don't understand why everyone has such difficulty with them.
Yes, Mjolnir and the other three. That's exactly what I said.
I like Jenny.
Do you think that's a trap?
I think it could be a trap.
It's possible that it is, but I severely doubt it. It'd be a little bit too much of a big deal for them to do something like this. Still, when we get there, if any of you might be able to find a contingency, the entrance to our secret tunnels, for instance. If we need to use those, it'd be good to know where that is. In the meantime, Century, why don't you go ahead and strap that banner to my back?
Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. Oh my god. Hold on. Oh. Holy crap.
Are you okay?
Oh, yeah. Pickle seed just shot up into my sinuses. Oh,
Ow.
oh man. Okay.
Are you okay?
Century dies live on television.
Century has been felled by the mighty pickle.
I'm sorry you all needed to see that.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Well, having higher definition cameras for our people to watch, this was not what I expected them to be seeing.
Yes, I will indeed strap the banner to your back, though I do think it might be a bit large.
It's not going to be a problem.
Very well.
Are you could hang it off the glaive. Oh my god.
I was thinking that.
That's true. I could hang it off the glaive.
But then it would get extra bloody.
provided I'm using the glaive at all. But you know what? A bloody banner does sound really nice.
This is Kolok's Krushers. That does sound like his kind of accessory.
I would argue that a bloody banner only looks good when there is a clean banner sitting next to it. Otherwise, it just looks dirty.
Well, you're good at cooking. Aren't you good at washing stuff as well?
I can get better.
Well then, if you're not really satisfied with the blood on the banner, then you can go ahead and wash it whenever you feel the need.
Very well.
All right. And do you head to the keep?
Yep.
All right.
Are we taking our cart or just walking there? I ask because it's relevant as to whether or not Talus has skeletons.
We are taking the cart.
Works for me.
All right. You are taking the cart. And you ride up to the gates. Oh no. Wrong layer. You approach the gates, and as you do so, you are halted at the gates. The watchtower captain calls down to you. Kolok and the Krushers, yes?
Kolok's Krushers.
Hi, nice to meet you.
I have my hood drawn up and my helmet on underneath that.
I just assumed that's how you walked around all the time.
Well, no, like last night when he was cooking, he wasn't wearing his helmet or his cloak.
Mm-hmm.
And so he thinks by putting the cloak and the helmet on, nobody's going to recognize
It's like a,
the only
it's like a
fucking
Superman.
warlords in the city.
It's like a Superman identity.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, it absolutely is.
Put on a cloak and a helmet, and then nobody notices.
Nobody
Exactly.
notices the 8-foot-tall robot walking around.
Instead
after
of
he puts that on.
glasses,
The only
it's
warlords in Redinber.
it's the apron. He just plops on the apron and no one could possibly recognize him.
Humans are dumb.
The gates open before you, and the guard captain calls down to you. Come on in! Bring it in! Bring it in!
Gesture for Sentry to go ahead and move forward through the open gates as I make my way through as well.
As you enter the parade grounds of this keep, the doors are closed behind you along with the portcullis, basically trapping you inside of these grounds. This is not like a courtyard. These are parade grounds. There are units upon units of military soldiers camped within these walls. It looks like it looks like this is an army getting ready to mobilize for war. And the keep itself is far more of a fortress than simply than any kind of palace. Palace is not at all the word for this building. This is a military fortress. There are banners of Redinber hanging off of all the walls. Every encampment has a banner of some kind over it, and there are military officers running people through drills, even at this time of day. As you roll in, a ranking officer approaches your cart. It's not Ondar. It is either a captain or something more than that. Sentry, you would recognize that this is a captain. And he approaches. He's wearing full plate. It is painted like a dried blood red. And he walks up, surveys you. He's got a grizzled look about him, and he has a scar that goes from the top of his left eyebrow across the top of his head to behind his ear on the right. He keeps his hair cropped incredibly short, and the scar is ugly and obvious to anybody who sees him.
I hop down off the cart and take the horses by the reins.
Greetings.
Hello. I will be your liaison while you are in the castle keep. My name is Captain Zerket. You are Kolok.
That's correct.
And your
Boss
men?
Kolok, as far as my people are concerned.
Boss Kolok. And your men?
I gesture over towards Century. That over there is my lieutenant. I gesture to Lucy. This one here is my communications officer.
Hi.
Gesture to Talus. This one here is my magic specialist.
Hello.
I gesture to Ty. And this one here is my scout.
Hiya.
Boss Kolok, where do you wish for us to disembark the wagon?
Parking next to the walls. We'll pick it up as soon as we leave. Whenever we leave.
I give an approving zzz.
I have 2 offers for you, given to me by Ondar, who you have met. The first is that you can be, you can be enlisted within our forces. As you can see, we have a solid military, and he looks around the very organized camp. Or you can remain as mercenaries, and we will hire you as needed for jobs. Being enlisted means that you get a place to sleep at night. You get food 3 times a day. You get pay once a week. And you get training daily. You can remain the same unit that you are. However, it means that you follow orders. You are under the command of Lord Groft and his forces. You are under my command. The other option, remaining as contracted mercenaries. You get no food. You get no boarding. We pay you as needed. You work only when there is work to be done, and only when we need to supplement our own men, or do not desire to see them injured. Which of these terms is agreeable to you?
What's the pay on the latter option?
It depends
Whenever
on-
we do get recruited.
It depends on the job. Easier jobs, standard mercenary pay. For caravan guard, 2 gold a day. Harder jobs, more important jobs, which you seem to be able to handle. It will depend on the job and the level of danger that we assess it to be. We can offer you jobs in any range that you choose. If you want the more expensive work, understand that you put yourself at greater risk.
If I were to have my group join up with the army of Redinber, my main problem is that I am in charge of my unit. I don't do other people giving me orders. Maybe Lord Groth, maybe Yondar. But some captain, I don't know. Doesn't sit well.
For you to be in charge of a group so small, you would be no more than a sergeant, and you would fall into the chain of command like any other officer.
My group is capable of taking on basically anything that you guys throw at us. Any job that you need done, we can do. Specialized in a lot of ways. This isn't just some frontline force.
Nay, you would not be treated as standard infantry. You would be a shock team. You would be an elite unit within the forces, of course, as you took out an entire dwarven encampment of guerrillas attacking us on the road. It is clear that you are very capable soldiers. We would treat you as such. But that does not keep you outside the chain of command.
Do we hear this conversation?
Yeah, you're all here.
Yeah, you're all there for it.
Alright, I cast message. Speaking into the copper wire that's integrated into part of his helmet. Enlisting would get us closer. Although, being a mercenary group would give us more operational freedom. Boss. And, just so you know, as part of the spell, no one else but Kolok can hear what I'm saying.
I know that. Believe me, every single group has somebody who can cast message. I understand how.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, sorry, my bad.
Everybody can do that. It's such a useful spell that there's no group that doesn't have it. Kolok's going to look to the sergeant for a second while kind of looking like he's thinking about it. Then he's going to turn to look to everybody else. Well, what do you guys think? You want to join up with the army itself? Think that would be a good idea? Or do you think that we should keep our relationship strictly professional?
I look at Ty.
I don't think I want to enlist, Kolok.
If we did enlist, would I need a new code name? I mean name?
I think you have your answer, boss.
I think we're going to go ahead and stay on as mercenaries. Your boss knows exactly what we're capable of doing.
Well then, that being said, we have work for you already.
Good to hear.
This contract has been drawn up. He holds it out to you. This one is going to pay a decent wage. It will be 100 gold each for you and your men. If you accomplish the task with great efficiency, we will give you a bonus.
I'll take the contract and read over it.
There is a village south of here. They have not been paying adequate taxes. I am sending some of my men, but I can use more persuasive unit to go with them. This contract would have you be that elite unit to make sure that the people stay in line. Alex, if you're not speaking, you still have to use push to talk. You still have to mute your mic. Your fan is.
Oh, right.
Your fan. He says, he tells you, they may need to be persuaded. My men will be there to gather and transport the supplies, but all of you will be there to do the convincing if necessary. Do not be persuasive with extreme prejudice if need be. These people, they do not understand that Lord Groff is their lord, and that taxes are necessary. The army must be fed.
Does the contract specify the town that we're going to?
Yeah, it gives you the name of the town. The name of the town is... I should really make up town names before I get into this.
Quick, someone do the use your channel points to name a town.
Actually, somebody has. I just don't have Discord open because it drains the resources. So, 2 shakes and I'll have the town name for you.
I mean, as long as you're not like you're going back to Ridgeford.
No. It is not Ridgeford. It is not
whatever
Ridgeford.
else they've got.
It is not Ridgeford.
Talus is already just thinking about ways to make his skeletons look more menacing again. He's fully on board with this. If that worries anyone.
Yeah.
I cast message again and talk to Lucy.
What do you say?
Lucy, please establish psychic connection with me.
You got it. Well, it only lasts an hour, but my die goes up.
That's true.
What's up, Century?
We need to figure out a way to use this opportunity to wound the forces of Redinber.
Okay, what kind of stuff are you thinking?
We'll need to discuss it with Kolok afterwards, but initially I was thinking that when we meet with this town's council, we persuade them to pay half and depart the town. Audrafell.
Okay, are they gonna be okay with that?
I do not know.
I don't personally.
resources-
How is that gonna hurt Lord Groff? Just
The
because
more
they
sources
leave?
the more sources of income that we can eliminate from Redinber's coffers, the less he'll be able to pay his soldiers, and eventually they will start to desert.
True. Okay, I don't know if I would agree to that if I was someone living in a town, but we can try.
I think that staying mercenaries was the smart decision. Good call, Lucy.
Thanks.
The name of the town is Audrafell.
Audrafell, gotcha.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
I got it in the chat, so you can just see that there. It is 2 days travel south of Redinber. There's like a little map that you've been given that shows where the town is.
Did we get the name of the team that we were talking to last night? No, I don't think we did.
No, you did not.
Sentry pipes up and asks the captain which unit will be accompanying us.
It'll be a unit of... He says, I will be sending just a unit of infantry. About 30 men.
Good to know. Who is their commit? And he cuts himself off because he's not the leader.
I presume, though, I'll be meeting with whoever's in charge of that particular group whenever we set off, yes.
They will introduce themselves at the time of your departure, yes. You will leave
And when
from
might
here.
that be?
That will be later today, if you are ready to go.
We did have a nice little exhibition planned with one of your other special forces units.
You should come watch us. We're gonna spar.
It will be quite the sight.
He looks over the campgrounds.
When was this to happen?
This afternoon.
Sentry looks up at the sky to see where the sun is.
It's getting close to noon.
I believe it should happen within the next few hours, boss.
Then, why don't we set for you to depart in the morning? This way you can arrive at the town fresh in 2 days.
We'll see how it goes. Maybe they aren't too much of a challenge for us, and we'll still be fine.
Ha 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 ha.
That's that good laughter I like to hear.
You are free to stay in the parade grounds for today until it is time for your departure while you are under contract. Or you can return here in the morning. That is for you to decide.
Very well.
And he holds out his... he has like 2 copies of this contract. One is yours. I will need you to sign.
Quick question. Is Grim, like, Talus's familiar?
Yes.
Yes, Grim is an undead familiar.
Okay, so that means you can do the whole sensory disassociation thing, right?
I can see through Grim's eyes, yes, and hear
Okay,
through...
sweet. Awesome. And telepathically communicate with him and stuff.
Yep, I can also boop him in and out of existence.
Awesome. Okay, just curious. Thanks.
I will sign the contract by taking one of my claws, piercing my other hand, and getting a little bit of blood on it. KD.
All right. He exchanges the contract with you, and says, tomorrow morning, or you can remain on the grounds, as I said. And he nods to all of you. Until then, you are dismissed, and at your own leisure. And he walks away after exchanging goodbyes.
Hi, nice to meet you. Don't be a stranger.
Kolok, does the contract say what we have to collect from them?
Does it give us a specific, like, amount that we're supposed to get?
The amount for the contract? Yes. Wait, it told you that he told you that it would be 100 gold apiece for doing this, and then a bonus.
No, how much we have to
how much
collect.
we're collecting from the town.
Oh, it does not say how much you're collecting from the town. It says that it says he told you that the soldiers would be collecting the taxes, and that you were there to persuade people to actually pay what they owe. But he didn't tell you exactly how much would be collecting, and it doesn't say that in the contract either.
Gotcha.
It is suspiciously absent from the information, in fact.
It doesn't say how much we're going to be collecting, which I think means that we're just there to make sure they get as much as they possibly can.
Is he still around?
He's walking through the parade grounds. You could find him.
Oh, no. I was asking because I didn't want to be overheard. I asked for the map. Boss, may I see the map?
Yeah. I'll hand that over to him.
Alright, I take that map and the map we got when we were going from Ridgeford to Redinber, and I'm going to use my cartography skill to make a bigger map.
Okay.
To draw up a bigger, more detailed map.
Go ahead and give me a survival roll, I think, with if you're not actually, it would be a cartography roll, right? But it's going to be
I'm proficient in cartographer's tools.
okay. Yeah, I still think it would be like an extension of survival, so it would be your would it be wisdom or would it be intelligence to make
Either way, it's the same roll.
Okay, that's fine. You have proficiency with it, obviously, so you get to add your proficiency modifier.
Alright, cool.
Go ahead.
So intelligence?
Yeah, use intelligence.
I asked for Ty's help since he seems pretty smart.
Yeah, I can help. So I read a lot of languages, but I don't have proficiency with any relevant tools or skills.
You would need somebody else proficient with cartographer's tools to give you the help action.
Got it.
Yep.
No
I can play the pan flute while you do it.
If you were a bard, that
Do
would work.
Do you want bardic inspiration for your map? I can give you bardic inspiration.
That's a 14.
Okay. Yeah. You can give him bardic inspiration? Do you want the bardic inspiration, Sentry?
I think 14 should be fine, and we might need the bardic inspiration for this fight coming up.
Okay.
It's
I regain them on short rests now, though, so they're a little less precious.
All right,
to
yeah,
me.
I'll take the bardic inspiration.
Yeah.
So it's a 1d6.
It's a 1d8 now.
Yes, it is.
I'm better at this.
So a 19.
Well, that's good. Yes, you make an excellent map that shows you can add it to like create a map that shows everything from like Ridgeford all the way down, like from the pass all the way down to where this town is, and just keep filling in details of like a larger and larger map. And I can put something up for you eventually once I get that.
Yeah, and I'd also like to leave enough space to add the dwarven burrow.
Okay. All of the relevant locations that you've been to lately, correct?
Exactly. I'd like to start a big map.
Do you out of character, if you have the means to make a map like that and update it regularly on your end, as the cartographer of the group, you can feel free to do that, and we can just upload any updates pre-session each week. So
I'll take a look at it.
Okay. You and I can work together to do that.
Absolutely. So I guess we'll take a short rest before heading to our fight.
Sounds good.
Why not?
All right. You take your short rest and get prepared, and you meet this elite group of soldiers, as elite as they say they are. Yep, at that courtyard there later this afternoon, and I will get you there. I was waiting for you to fill in the fighting pit words. I didn't want to change the map while you were doing that.
I appreciate that.
Ooh, this is nice and formal.
Yeah, it is in the midst of that courtyard. It looks like all those little tents all around it are kind of just. It looks like people have just stored stuff up against the wooden palisades of this old fighting pit, or not palisades, but the wooden bleachers of this fighting pit. The bleachers look like the wood is like really dry and creaky. The sand is hot and from the sun beating down upon it, and it just looks. It looks like it hasn't been well cared for, right? The sand looked kind of like caked together in places. and it's not necessarily. It looks like at one point this was a place that was upkept by the city itself, but no longer. Although there's definitely varying signs that it is still in use.
So all of these are like what, bleachers?
They are bleachers.
Essentially. Are there like anybody in them at all?
Yeah, sure. There's some people sitting around in them.
Kolok's going to go ahead and just kind of like pace around the area and start just announcing, "Attention, everyone who may be of interest. There is going to be an exhibition between Kolok's Krushers and one of the elite forces of the Redinber army. If you would all like to see people who are very skilled and very experienced do battle against each other, to see the true might of the people who are fighting to protect you the best that they can, do come down, take a seat, and enjoy yourselves."
Lucy claps for that.
Kolok, make a persuasion roll. You have advantage on it for that lovely, rousing speech.
Just 11.
Okay. You manage not to scare people with your growling voice. And they continue to stay, and even a small murmur of excitement seems to go through a few of them. You can also... I'll give you an inspiration point for the little speech there as well. And... let's see. I need to pull the enemies onto this map.
Lucy,
Yeah.
please establish psychic connection.
Okay. I will do that.
Instead of having to say that, can we just have a little sign that Lucy can identify, something like a whistle followed by a tap of the head?
Can you whistle, Century?
Oh, God.
Yeah, that works.
Kolok. Oh, man. Random combats with randomly engaging in combat with random groups of soldiers. That's what I love about this group.
We just want to fight sometimes.
We love to fight.
I mean, that is kind of how we got started together.
It is.
Century takes a look at. I take a look at my.
I just realized I have no skeleton tokens.
Huh.
I can fix
I
that.
do not
for you.
believe we will be using the skeleton. I do not believe we will be using Mjolnir and his 3 friends in this fight.
But why? I haven't been able to fight with my skeletons at all since I've gotten them. Please, Kolok, can I bring my skeletons?
I don't see
Hey,
a problem.
everybody's got a
After all,
raid.
they are part of the unit.
Hi, Raiders.
And they have 10 people. I mean, we're only just filling blank numbers.
Look at these Raiders coming in and saying hi to us. Hi.
Hello.
Hi, so
Hi,
nice
folks.
to meet you.
All right.
I'm also listening to the 1912 overture, so I'm hyped as fuck right now. Or the 1812 overture, not 19.
You guys are what, like 6th level? 5th level? 5th level.
Or 5th level.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Thanks for the follow. I am just loading enemies onto the map. It's taking a quick second, so I apologize for the delay.
No worries.
But also want to thank our guests who have just shown up and started following us. We appreciate it. All right.
gonna have to switch to some Arabic metal music.
Alright.
I think that would be good.
I changed to Starbomb.
I tell you, this
Taylor
band,
Swift. That's it.
this band that you got me on, Mark, Sowulo.
Mm-hmm.
They're so good for ambiance music.
They
I swear.
really, really are. You can actually thank. You don't have to actually thank, but Jeremy from Black Magic Craft. I use all of his playlists for my at-home D&D games. Unfortunately, I can't use those for recorded videos because they are not royalty free.
Right.
So.
I just imagine Sentry over there rocking out to "Shake It Off" by Taylor Swift.
Accurate.
I wonder what everyone's internal songs would be.
I think honestly Lucy's would well something fun. Lucy's would be something fun, right?
Something very fun. I just
Lucy has "Girls Just Want to Have Fun" by Cindy Lauper going on in her head.
That was my first thought, and then I thought maybe Barbie Girl too. That would
Barbie
be
Girl. I could definitely see it. Or "Lollipop" by the Cordettes.
Oh God!
I don't know that one.
Lollipop, lollipop,
lollipop, lollipop, oh lollipop.
Yeah, that tracks for Lucy.
Yeah. I think Alice would be like the Monster Mash or something.
Well, the nice thing about Talos is that his internal playlist often becomes his external playlist.
That's true. Oh, guys, I think I'm going to have to call my internet provider today and ask for an upgrade on my bandwidth, because I thought I had the highest bandwidth, but it is just not doing what I need it to do. So we're going to have to make this better. All right.
Oh, I found it. Sentry's internal song is "If I Had a Heart" by Karen Dreyer. It's the opening credits music for Vikings.
I'm gonna listen to it after this.
Some boys.
Ty's just doing laps.
Yeah, of course Ty's doing laps.
Love
What
it.
is Ty?
Hey, stretching is important.
What is Ty thinking during this?
He doesn't sit still very much. Got a lot of energy.
He's a young man with a lot of energy. We've already established that he drinks Red Bull.
Yeah, that's true.
He is Red Bull. It just bleeds from his veins. All right, there's 10 of these guys. Not these guys, but 10 altogether.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah. Where are the other ones that I have?
This video is Ty right now.
I don't think he's yelling he's a cupcake, though.
All right.
Ooh. Some different tokens, too.
Yes.
Uh,
So they enter. This squad of soldiers enters into the arena after you've already been there and made your announcement, and the two guys that you were talking to kind of walk up to you, Kolok, and meet you in the middle. They are draped in their Redinber uniforms. Kind of get that description going as well. You ready for this?
Kolok kind of cracks his knuckles a bit. Of course. What about you guys? You sure?
We are ready. Are we fighting blade and board?
Of course. Once you go down, stay down. Any accidents that happen, your fault.
Thank you for the follow. They are wearing splint mail. They are wearing tabards of Redinber. Their tabards are, again, a crimson color, and just this like crimson tabard with a gauntleted fist in the center of it. And they are all carrying long swords and short swords. The two in the back, the two different tokens, they approach, and they are wearing chain and carrying maces, kind of like smacking them into their gauntleted hands, ready for the fight. And magic use? What is that? What of that?
Perfectly legal. We do it too.
So anything goes.
Absolutely anything goes. Right, Talus?
Oh, very much so. Talus kind of gives a fun look to hit the barrel, just sitting probably around here.
There's two barrels.
I love that you're off the barrels.
There's just two barrels sitting by the side, kind of near to Talus, and he's just like, oh yeah, anything goes, I'm good with it. Don't worry, I have spells, you probably won't die. I have things for it.
Alright. You need a skeleton tokens then, don't you?
Oh yeah.
Alright.
If you're able.
I can. Yes, I can get you skeletons.
It's really important that I know which is which.
If Lucy throws a barrel full, can Lucy psychically throw one of the skeletons inside the barrel and throw the whole barrel?
It's interesting because my psychic shove thing is only for creatures, but I have an improved ghost mage hand for objects, but I don't know the weight limit for mage hand. So
10 pounds.
10 pounds. I mean, skeletons don't weigh much, but that's still probably like 15 pounds at least.
Yeah, I should be able to give you control over this skeleton. I'm gonna put it in your journal, Talus.
Okay.
Let's see if it lets me do it.
You want us to go ahead and roll initiative?
Yeah, you may go ahead and roll initiative.
Alrighty, dighty.
I know that this setup took a little bit. I apologize. I feel like I've been doing that a lot today, but
No worries.
I promise it will get better.
You want to put Ty on there then. You rolled a 24. We all rolled fairly well as far as our initiatives were concerned.
Yeah, we did.
Talus, do you see that in your journal now?
I do. Okay, here we go.
Can you pull tokens onto the battlefield?
I sure can.
There you go.
Here we go.
Oh my god. All of us rolled a 10 or above, and fucking 3 of us got above 20.
I want to know what the mercenaries think when they see these skeletons coming out of the barrels.
Oh, that's going to be awesome, and I'm going to have him describe that when it happens.
We did agree. Anything goes.
There's only 4 skeletons, right?
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
got 6 on the board.
You've got 6
Oh,
on
yeah,
the board. You only have 4 right now.
Yeah, cheater.
For some reason, I was thinking there were 4 per barrel, but I definitely don't have slots for that.
No.
Well,
You do
Wait.
not have...
You're gonna
you
need
do
to
not have
level
8.
up some before you're able to do that.
Oh, but it'll happen eventually, I'm sure.
Oh, don't you worry. There's going to be plenty of skeletons around in
yeah.
short
He's
order.
gonna have armies at some point.
I want our wagon instead of carried by horses. I want literally a pile of skeletons holding it like this.
Yeah.
We walk around.
Keep in mind that the animate dead skeletons aren't limited to humanoid.
No, they are.
True.
It's
just
literally any
animal.
zombie. It's any corpse.
Ty, they start forming up into a clear military formation, and getting ready for the battle to ensue. And you are the first one to act in this exhibition. Kolok has made it clear that anything goes in this battle. So tell me, what is it that you're doing? Actually, this guy would be up here. He would have met with Kolok.
Lucy,
Okay.
Yeah.
shatter on center when you get the chance.
Okay.
Ah, okay. So they're doing a little flying V here.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will. Let's see. We've got a bunch of friends go before they start going, so I'll be a little bold here. I'm gonna come all the way around over here.
I imagine Ty
And,
running up the wall on the side of this fighting pit and around this guy.
Yeah, just kind of kip up around him, and just ooh, first hit is a crit.
Very nice. Very nice.
Great start.
That's actually 15 then.
Yeah.
That's actually 15 damage done there.
That's a 15 damage punch.
Yes,
That's
indeed.
yes.
terrifying.
From a mere punch.
Yeah, you punch this dude in the right in the back of the helmet as you kip up. He is not at all prepared for this, and you get a devastating blow. You almost hear the helmet ring as you hit him. What's the next action, Ty? What happens next?
Well, I'm gonna punch him again. That's only AC 11.
Yeah,
So I think that will probably not hit.
Yeah, this time he's ready for it. and
Mark,
moves out
real
of the
quick,
way.
could you move the initiative order on your screen over to the right a little bit so that the tokens are easier to see for people?
Yeah. Let me take a look at what we got.
There we go. Perfect.
Sorry about that. I'll leave it expanded a little bit, so let's see the full order. There we go. All right. So you make your 2 attacks. The first one hits. The second one, they duck out of the way. What's next,
Okay.
Ty?
Bonus action, martial arts strike. Ooh, that's a natural 1. So that's it. Crit,
Yeah.
and then lost my footing or something.
All good, all good.
Yep.
Yeah, you the third strike you miss again, coming down off your kip up of the wall. You land in front of him, and you feel like you've put yourself in the midst of a vulnerable situation.
Yeah, I've I've got like 10 feet of movement left.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna come back around here to this side.
Okay. Lucy. Ty goes right in for the melee combat, and you're watching as this team of soldiers has formed up into this pattern. What are you doing?
I would like to cast Shatter, where I can hit the most people, which I think would be like centered on this guy, right?
What is the range of Shatter? Is it a?
It's a 10-foot radius.
I think that is correct. I think it is centered on that guy. Hey, Alex, I think you might need to mute yourself again.
Oh yeah.
I'm also gonna try to roll my psionic die to see if I can cast it without any verbal or somatic components or anything. I can just kind of look and it happens.
Yeah, you get all but 2 of them
And that works.
doing that.
Boom! She's Sparky Boom Boom Man.
All right, so they make con saves. Jeez.
That's a lot of con saves.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 con saves.
Con saves. Okay, here come the soldiers first. They're the tokens that are in the splint mail. That's going to be a 10, a 16, a 6, a 7, a success, a 22.
Successes take half damage, by the way.
Yep. And a 5. So I'll say the 2 that are... I'll say the 2 on the ends there. This one. Yep, those 2 are going to take the half damage. Go ahead and... Did you roll the damage for that? 14?
Yeah, it's 14.
Okay. All right.
And then I would like to use this so I can do the exact same thing again with my bonus action.
Oh, God.
You can. When you
She
cast
just
a spell,
did.
No. I mean,
What?
with Quicken Spell, you can only cast a cantrip as your action.
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. I did not know that. Okay.
Yeah, no, it's all good. Though what she could do, if Mark would let her, is change one of those 4s to a roll of her psionic die with her wild talent.
Hold on, what?
So wild talent, when you deal damage using your using the attribute you've got wild talent for, which I think is charisma for Lucy.
I don't know if I have wild talent.
I think it's
She's a
Ty that has wild talent, and she just has other
Yes,
psionics.
that's correct.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I misunderstood.
Yeah, she's a psionic soul.
Ah, got it. My bad.
So yeah, you can only do that. You can only do that once a turn. One spell a turn, I should say.
And I think 2 guys still need to roll.
I did it.
Throws.
Yep, the 2 in the back failed their saving throws, and they have taken the full damage.
Okay.
Each. So,
Okay.
Lucy, you send off this silent sonic boom that hits all but 2 of the soldiers. Many of them are kind of rocked in place by the concussive force of this blast. The 2 on the outer edges being able to just kind of stand against it a little more solidly than the others. And it is Kolok's action.
Lucy, northern
for
flank,
my
support Ty.
real bonus action.
Oh, what's your real bonus action?
For my real bonus action, I'm just gonna summon this so that I don't have to later.
Nice. You can't. So here's how it works. When you have
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's okay. If you cast a leveled spell as a bonus action, you cannot also cast a leveled spell as an action. You
Oh,
can
okay.
only
I
use
thought
a
that was just
cantrip
for
as an
quick
action.
spell.
No,
Okay.
that's all.
Well, then
That's
I
all
also
spell
won't do
casting.
that.
Yep. So
You
anytime
can do a
cast-
cantrip as a bonus action. Well,
No,
yeah,
only
you
if
do
the
a cantrip
cantrip
as a
says-
regular action. Yeah, you can do a cantrip as your regular action with the level spell as your bonus action, I think.
Yeah,
but you
that's
can't
correct.
do.
Okay.
Yeah.
That is correct.
Well, then I'll just psychically push someone for fun.
That's fine. You can certainly do that.
For you.
I'm going to do the one closest to Ty so that maybe he has people less ganging up on him, and I'm just going to try to push it, like, away.
Okay. It's away from you, so out into the crowd, essentially.
Away from Ty.
Away from Ty. I think the target must succeed a strength or be moved toward or away from you a number of feet equal to 5 times this number rolled. Go ahead and roll your psionic die to see how many feet. And you're pushing, not pulling, correct?
Yeah.
So 15 feet. Yep. He ends up in the bleachers as you push him up away. Kolok?
Good job, Lucy.
What are you doing?
Kolok's gonna look around to see what's going, to see the whole situation. He's gonna see Ty up here, kind of like on his own, and he's going to step over here while having his glaive out, and he's gonna, I guess, focus on the captain here. He's gonna rage, obviously, and he's gonna get his. We'll go with his bite. He's got his glaive out. He's already got his reach. That's fine. So we'll go with his jaws elongate as he starts like yelling out a battle cry, and he becomes much more fearsome looking as a result. But mostly right now, we're going to go ahead and reckless attack the captain here that he talked to, or at least the supposed leader. 22 to hit, 13 to hit.
22 will hit. The 13, he gets one of his blades in the way of your strike with the glaive, blocking it. And you deal 14 points of damage to him with that glaive. He staggers slightly, grits his teeth, and gets ready to attack back when he can. But you raged as your bonus action, so that is your full round of actions. Are you moving anywhere else or staying right there?
I'm gonna stick here for now, but I'm going to call out to Century. Century, go back up, Ty.
Very well.
Okay. All right. The other looking tokens, the ones carrying the maces, begin casting. The first one is going to cast Spirit Guardians after moving. They're going to move kind of straight up through their companions here, right in here, this first one, and cast Spirit Guardians on themselves. Since it is such a fantastic spell. Oh my god. Can you guys see the aura? Maybe, maybe not.
Nope.
Not at the moment, no.
Okay. That's fine. So everybody within...
You can turn it on so we can see it.
I did.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do these look like good guardians or bad guardians?
Well, they're bad for us.
They do not look like friendly guardians. Nothing is working right now. I'm sorry.
Is that a 15-foot radius on the Spirit Guardians?
It is a 15-foot radius on the Spirit Guardians. Yep. So everybody that they want within 15 feet needs to make a wisdom save.
Well, isn't that on our turn? Because we're going to be starting our turns there.
It is, yes, it's when you move into it or start your turn.
Yeah.
So yes, on the start of your turn, you will have to make a wisdom save. The other one will come up here and use Cure Wounds on the one that you just smacked, Kolok.
Fair enough.
So I will go ahead and roll that. You. Okay. And then...
I want to say Spirit Guardians is concentration. We could probably just take that out real quick. Honestly.
Spirit Guardians
That's
is
the
in
plan.
fact concentration.
It is absolutely a concentration spell.
Please stop. Thank you. Okay. For some reason, everything just started going way slower than it was going before. So I do apologize.
Got a bit of a lag spike that happens.
Yeah, it did. No, when you cast it is not technically the first time they move into the spell. They haven't technically moved into it, I think. You have to actually move into it. Or start your turn there. Sentry, make a wisdom save. You succeed, 15. So you will take half damage.
Okay.
You will take half of 13, so 6. Take 6 necrotic damage as these fiendish-looking spirits swirl through the air.
He holds his hands up, and his greatsword teleports into his hand as he steps into Lucy's square to get the flanking +2 from Kolok.
You cannot stand in Lucy's square.
I won't be staying there. I'll be moving out after the attack, which means that I'm just attacking as a part of my move action.
Yeah, you cannot attack. You can't move into Lucy's square, attack, and then move out of it. It doesn't work that way.
Now you can't stay in that square to do any actions.
You can't stay in that square long enough to take an action.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah.
Crit.
Yeah, it's still a crit. Yep. That'll hit.
And a 16.
All right.
Does the 16 hit?
Oh, the 16 does hit, yes. Roll your damage for both attacks. So
22 and 22 and 11.
Yeah,
So 33.
Yeah, the caster goes down.
Nice.
No more
Spirit
Spirit
Guardian. Does that mean Spirit Guardian? Yeah.
Yep.
And then I will be moving. And I don't want to have to fight any more casters. So I'll be moving 15 feet through and attacking this other caster with another, with action. Oh wait, I used bonus action. So that's all right.
You can use
bonus action.
You can use action surge. Action
surge
does
is
not
the
take
bonus
a bonus action.
It doesn't take any actions to action surge.
No, it takes bonus action to use your second wind, but action surge is free.
Oh, okay. So I'll action surge then and give another 2 greatsword strikes to the other spellcaster.
All right, go for it.
Both of those, I imagine, hit.
Yeah. They hit the last time, they hit this time. So that's 13 and 9.
1 second. No, because that other one rolled a 2.
Yep, tell me what your total is.
Okay, that's actually 13 and 13, so that's 26.
That is how much? 26?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
You just annihilated both spellcasters.
Both spellcasters.
Did the other one go down too?
And then
Yeah.
with
Can it get in?
With the last 5 feet of my movement, I whip my greatsword behind me and draw my shield.
Oh, nice. You draw your shield. All right.
Can we give the other caster an X?
I did.
Oh.
Oh, we're not saying it.
I only see one X.
Did that change it?
It really doesn't want to play nice with you today.
It
no,
really doesn't. I am trying
that's
my
all right.
best.
As long as Mark sees it, that's all that matters.
Yeah, I'm trying really
That's true.
really
I guess
hard.
we know that all the casters are down at least.
I'm trying really really hard not to get frustrated with this, and it is not working. I am finding myself incredibly frustrated. I have not had any of these problems at all this week. Not to this extent. Yesterday it was a little bit slower than it's been, but today it's really really bad.
Have you tried refreshing?
I just did. So we'll see. It is in the process of refreshing.
All right. Real quick, I'm gonna go grab some water.
Okay, go ahead.
That was my action, though. That was my whole turn.
If this
Take up
continues,
both spellcast.
if this continues to be an issue, I'm probably gonna have to go back to the old format until I upgrade my system and increase my bandwidth, because I would rather have a smooth functioning game first and foremost, and then have a improve the quality of the stream itself secondly. So I do apologize to all of you as players. This is not it is not fair to you to have to suffer through my technical difficulties, so I apologize.
No worries.
I think every online DM has technical difficulties they have to struggle through. It's fine.
Yeah, it happens.
Regardless, I try to do this professionally, and again, I am offering my services for, as a service, as a professional service, and if I can't provide that, then I'm really not living up to the quality that I should be. I did reload. I am reloading Roll20, so yeah.
I'm just saying, a little kobold with a wrench.
A little kobold
really
with
work.
a wrench. We'll be back shortly after these messages. Technical difficulties. Well, guys, let's see.
Well, I think I should just mention while we have this pause here that if you try to Google search kobold with a, the first autocomplete is kobold with a gun, and you won't be disappointed.
Oh, I gotta check this out.
Something tells me, just as a quick aside, something tells me that this special forces group doesn't like their chances quite as much.
Yeah, their spirit guardians lasted like half a second.
Yeah, less than 6 seconds.
The skeletons haven't even come out of the barrel yet.
I just love to imagine these two casters are like, oh, I have these spirits protecting me, and then they just see this giant warforged just go, oh,
Yeah.
stab.
Nope.
Well, to be fair, he literally
That
just did what fighters do, right? That's exactly what he did. First turn of
For the
combat.
spellcasters.
First turn of combat, explode and just turn spellcasters into mush. I think that is the accurately what they do. Do you see the X now?
Yes! There
Yes.
it is.
Great. Okay.
You've done it.
Talus, it is your action.
Okay, important question before I start. The
Okay.
people who are down, how do they look? Are they dying?
The people who are down, that is up to Sentry. Sentry, did you knock them unconscious or did you murder them with your sword?
He stepped away for a second.
Of course he did.
He's yelling now.
I know, I can hear him.
Rushing back to his chair.
Let's just say they do not look good. Let's not call it outright murder.
You can choose to do non-lethal damage. Is that what you're doing? That's the question I'm asking you.
He definitely knocked out the second guy. He may have accidentally killed the first guy.
Just because Talos is that kind of person, he's gonna use his action to he will just kind of pop Grim into existence next to him, who will run up to the guard and is able to cast through Grim, Spare the Dying. So he's just gonna make sure they don't pass away on the ground, because that might not look the greatest for their little band of heroes.
Okay. For the purposes of this fight, if the person is dead, I will put the little skull and crossbones. If they are unconscious, I will not. The X will always be on them to show that they are out of the fight.
Right.
Cool.
And that brings us to... is that your full action, Talos?
That is my action, but as a bonus action, I can command my skeletons.
Okay.
So he gives the order. He using a telekinetic,
telepathic connection to them.
All right. Well, move your skeletons where you're telling them to go. Or do we want to add them to the initiative order so they can go on their own turn? Oh, there they go.
I figure they can go on his turn. They are going to burst forth and swarm this Swarm this poor unlucky guard.
Oh goodness. They all
so that they can get some good bonuses.
Yeah, he is surrounded, so they each get +5 to their hit.
Yup.
Barrel skeletons. How did the guards look?
I see. That was rolled to the GM. Interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna happen because they're still set as NPCs, and NPCs automatically roll to just me.
That would make sense.
Yeah.
We'll figure something out for that. But
okay, so that's gonna be an 11 to hit for the first one. That's going to miss. That's going to be a 22 to hit from the second one and deal 5 piercing damage. The third one is going to be a 13 to hit and miss. And the last one is going to be a 22 to hit and deal 7 more damage, dealing a total of 12 damage to this poor surrounded soldier amongst these skeletons, and he is looking wide-eyed as he gets surrounded by the undead.
I should just mention, Talos, in order to command them, is just beating these war drums in the most intimidating way possible. Just staring at the guy surrounded by his skeletons, beating his war drum. Letting him know, I am doing this.
The man looks panicked regardless.
All right.
I'm gonna zoom.
I believe it is now finally the guards' turns.
It is. They now get a chance to hopefully defend themselves in some way.
But yeah, that's Talos' full turn.
Okay. Sentry, the 2 soldiers on either side of you are going to start taking you out as the greatest threat that they have seen. They each get 2 attacks with their long swords and 1 with the short sword that's in their offhand. So you're going to be taking 6 attacks, each at +2 to hit from being flanked. The first will miss. The second is a 24 to hit for 6 slashing damage. And the
reduced to 3.
the short sword attack is a 25 to hit for 7 damage. The one on the other side of you is a 24 to hit for 4 damage.
Reduced to 1.
25 to hit for 7 damage.
Reduced to 3.
And a 19 to hit.
Which is a miss.
Okay. We'll go there. We'll go here and here, I think. Start dealing with these skeletons. Talus, I will roll this one first. 3 attacks on your skeleton. The first one is a 12 to hit. Actually,
That won't do it.
I think he'll stop there. It's a 14 to hit. Does that change anything?
14 is their AC.
Okay, then it takes 8 slashing damage.
Which I think it's got resistance to.
It will miss with its second blow. And its third will be a 20 to hit for 9 damage. The 9 is piercing.
Oh. It doesn't have resistance to slashing damage, so how much is that total?
That is going to be a total of 17 damage from the 2 that actually hit.
Skeletons don't have resistance to slashing, they just have vulnerability to bludgeoning.
Yep.
Yeah.
This one is going to attack the skeleton in front of him. First long sword strike is going to be a 25 to hit for 8. A 18 to hit for 8. And a miss. And then, are you keeping track of their hit points by chance? For your skeletons?
Yeah, I'm trying to. I just realized I don't actually know exactly how many they have.
It's not very much.
Yeah.
It's like 13 on average for each.
Okay, so after those 2 hits, each one of those should go down, I think. I'm actually pulling up their character sheet to double check, because it's not showing me what their hit points are anymore since I gave you control.
It says 2d8 plus 4, but it doesn't give an average.
Yeah, I will give it to you. In the meantime, the last one is going to attack Lucy. Actually, it's not the last one. There's also one that's gonna... 2 that are gonna attack Kolok.
Yeah.
This one can step here under this dead or unconscious.
Yeah, it's an average of 13 for each skeleton.
So yeah, then those 2 skeletons go down, I believe. Because one took 17 damage, and then the other one took 8 and 8, which is 16.
Yeah.
So they both go down. Alright, Kolok, you are getting tag teamed by these 2 guys. I will make their attacks. They all have advantage against you because you reckless attacked, and they get +2. So that's going to be a 20 to hit for 4.
Yep.
That's going to be a 22 to hit for 4. And that's going to be an 18 to hit for 11. And then the other one is going to attack you. That's going to be a 21 to hit for 11. A 20 to hit for 10, and a 23 to hit for 9.
Okay.
And then Lucy, you're getting hit 3 times as well. 14 to hit?
That is my armor class.
Okay, then you take 10.
I'm gonna do that if I can.
Shield? Yes, you can. Okay, so that misses. The second blow misses. And the third blow also misses because of your shield. So
now,
successfully shield.
Just to be clear, my sentinel, it does say with an enemy within 5 feet of me, but I do have reach. Does that matter?
If it specifically says an enemy within 5 feet, then it is an enemy within 5 feet. If it says an enemy within your reach, then it would be an enemy within your reach.
feel like within your reach makes more sense, but whatever.
Okay. Ty, it's back to you.
It sure is. And what about this guy who got tossed up in the bleachers? Is he unconscious up there?
He is not unconscious. Oh, I just totally forgot about him because he's up in the bleachers.
He just grabbed some popcorn, a beer, you know.
Yeah, I guess he
He's
would
just
have.
blending in with the crowd.
Yeah, I guess he would have run.
To be involved in the fight anymore.
He probably would have run down and started fighting with Ty. Thank you. So he's gonna miss, and actually miss. 9, 13, and 13. I'm assuming none of those hit Ty.
Yeah, those are all misses.
Yep. Okay. So then, yeah, it's your action. He ran down to start fighting you.
Okay.
He's kind of like just up there.
Sure. I'm gonna step closer to Century and hit the guy just south of me.
Okay. You get a +2 to that hit.
Well, it's a crit for 15. And I'll go again. 17.
Yes, 17 will hit.
Okay, 8 more damage. Still up.
He is 17. That's 17, and 8 is going to be 25. He is still up.
Okay, I will key point flurry. AC 27, and that will be 12 damage instead.
He is unconscious after that.
Great. Then that was 5 feet of movement. I think I've got a bunch more. Great. I'm gonna come over there. I will provoke from this this first guy here.
Absolutely. He'll take a swing at you with his longsword. That is an 18 to hit you.
That will hit.
Alright, you're going to take 8 slashing damage as you run by.
Okay.
He swipes at you.
And then I'll take my last flurry attack at this guy. I'm flanking with Lucy.
Okay.
AC 22.
That will hit.
And then I will spend another key point, and he can make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay. Con save is a 16.
Okay, that succeeds.
Okay. So he shrugs off the
Stunning strike.
effect of your stun.
Yep.
And I believe that's the end of your turn, right? So it would bring us
correct.
to Lucy. Lucy, you are just surrounded by, or rushed up on by a couple of soldiers, and Ty has come to your aid. What are you doing in this? You're used to fighting from far away, and you've got a couple people up in your face. What are you going to do?
I'm summoning my Shadow Blade. Because I can. Because it's a new round.
Yes, you can.
And then I'm going to stab him.
Nice.
With the Shadow Blade.
Woo! Lucy getting some melee action going on.
Shadow blades are freaking ridiculous.
That'll hit. And that will deal 10 damage to this guy.
And it is psychic damage, which is fun.
Yes, it is.
It's like it's going into their head, but not like actually into their head. It's weird.
It's solidified psychic energy. And we will that'll be your action, correct? You get 1 attack.
Yep, action and bonus action.
Okay.
And I don't want to provoke anything, so I'm just going to sit here.
Understood. Kolok? Enemies abound, man.
All right. I'm going to go ahead and start biting on our captain here.
It's really funny because, like, this group is so eclectic and humorous and, like, playful that I forget how terrifying you really are. You have this you have this dragonborn monster that has claws and a tail and jaws that just rip into people and is willing to eat dead horses. And you have this giant robot who kills indiscriminately. Talus is just this fiendish character that surrounds himself with dogs and skeletons. Lucy is a ghost of a dead girl who is possessing an assassin and throwing around people with her ghostly powers. And Ty is this 16-year-old unassuming monk who's just like, hi, I'm here amongst all these terrifying things. Like, and I just forget it because Century's always like, I'm gonna cook. You're like...
Also, don't forget that no arrow can hurt Ty.
That's true.
Yeah, Ty is a 16-year-old who just so happens to be immune to ranged attacks.
Yes.
Does a 15 hit this guy at all?
It is not.
It's a
going to
17.
hit. No, it's a 17.
Oh, that's right. It is a 17.
So the 17 will.
Okay, cool. And a 26. Well, 28, I guess.
Both hit.
All right, so that's going to be 23 damage altogether, and I get 6 HP back.
Which guy are you attacking?
Captain Boy here.
Between us?
Yep, that's why I didn't have to recklessly attack to get my advantage.
Okay, so I'll bring this up. I don't know if Ty's back, but the flanking rules are now... we changed them. I pointed everybody in the Discord. I maybe should have gone over it. But flanking is now.
I thought he was recklessly attacking, which is why I didn't say anything.
Understood.
That's fine. I can say that I was recklessly attacking just so we don't have to wreck on anything.
That's fair. So just to go over it to make sure everybody's on the same page. I don't know if John's back yet or not. It doesn't look like he is. So I'll go over it when he comes back. So this way we're all on the same page. Anyway. So he's going to take 11 and 12. He'll take both of those hits. So minus 23 points of hit points, and he is still standing, but is definitely far more than bloodied. These men are hardy and hale and make a lot of attacks, and even though their priests are down, they do not look like they are ready to give up the fight. Kolok, do you have any bonus actions?
Unfortunately, I don't. Mostly because of the fact that I don't have the feat that I want. But I'm gonna have to wait a few levels for that.
Understood. The unconscious priests remain unconscious. Sentry.
Sentry taps the captain on the shoulder. That's the guy that was at the bar last night, right?
It is.
He says, I apologize for my deception earlier, and for this. And he great sword attacks the guy. Give me a second. This is at +2. Alright, that's gonna miss.
It is.
And then I think that also misses.
Yes, both of your strikes miss your opponent.
Damn. I should not have warned him.
He brings up both of his blades and deflects your attacks with your greatsword. Any bonus actions, Sentry?
Yes. Second wind.
Okay.
This is +5.
Tell me what you're doing.
Oh! I get all my hit points back.
Nice.
58.
How's everyone doing health-wise? We need a
I'm down 17.
Okay, I think that's worth a healing. So Talus is going to throw a healing word at Kolok.
Alrighty.
That's half of what you needed.
And
I'm not complaining.
for his action, he's going, which one of these people do I want to hit? Oh, right. These two kind of to the right are the ones that busted his skeletons, right?
Yes, they are.
Okay. So I know who I'm going to attack now. This guy, the upper more one, he's going to shoot a chill touch at.
Okay.
It's probably not going to do it.
That is not going to do it. Your chill touch just does not seem to be as effective in the light of day. It is much more effective in the spookier moonlight.
Everyone knows that chill touch corresponds directly with how spooky the ambiance is.
That is right. That is right.
We should have had some Halloween music playing.
And your skeletons?
And the skeletons, they have not been given new commands, so they're going to keep swarming. This one's going to move around, and they're going to attack this man.
Okay. They both miss. Actually,
Okay.
I'm sorry, skeleton.
Second
Yeah, the second one's a 17, so that hits. I apologize. That will do 4 damage to the to this veteran captain. Anything else for your turn, Talus?
No, that'll be the end.
Okay. The veterans will move in for their attacks. This one will go right up to Talus. This one will...
When he does that, what's his path?
He went from here, so it would have been... like... Actually, he probably could just go right there. Start attacking Talus.
Okay.
I keep forgetting to make sure that I measure the path out for your Sentinel ability. Actually, does he want to swarm the skeleton? I don't think so. He's going to swarm the man in the armor. So he was here. Step over here. All right. Sentry, here comes a bunch of attacks.
How many?
1 is going to miss, 2 is going to miss, 3 is going to hit for 10 slashing.
What's the hit?
It is 20 to hit you.
That is a miss.
Oh, right, you have your shield out.
Yep.
Okay. 1, that's a 14, that's a 26 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
All right, 8 damage.
So reduce to 5.
Yep, and then the last one is a 17 to hit. So you are fine with that one. The skeleton is going to take 21 to hit for 7. And...
Definitely hit.
Yeah, and a 20 to hit for 7 more. That puts this skeleton down. And then he will move here and use his short sword on Kolok. That is going to be a 21 to hit for 6 piercing damage.
Okay.
You're going to take some attacks from this guy. He's got advantage because you recklessly attacked. That's 25 to hit for 8. That's a 17 to hit for 8. And that is a 15 to hit for 8.
Okay.
The guy on this side is going to attack Lucy. That is a miss. That is a miss again.
Wait, is this guy hitting him?
Yeah.
Hitting her?
Oh, do you get
Okay.
you get to do things to him, right?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead. Do what you need. Do what
I'm
you get to do.
I'm gonna take a bite out of him
Go
for
for
doing
it.
that.
Go for it.
Just take a little nibble. Have a munch.
Punch. That's a hit.
That'll hit.
For another 12
Oh my
damage, I
God.
get 3 HP back.
Oh.
Another 12 hit points left. Oh my god.
All right. He is okay. He's still standing. He's definitely not okay. He's gonna take his last attack against you, Kolok. That's gonna be a 17 to hit for 4 damage.
Okay.
And then Ty, the one in front of you, is going to attack you.
Okay.
That's going to be a 13. So that's going to be a miss. 10, that's going to be a miss. And last strike is a 11 to hit and misses again. And then we got Talus. 17 to hit for 5. 20 to hit
That'll
for
do
9.
What was
They
the
don't
second?
do amazing damage, but they attack a lot.
They do. 20 to hit for 9, and then the short sword is 24 to hit for 4. So they're dual wielding, and they get 2 attacks with their main hand and 1 with their offhand.
Wait, so
So
how
what was
much
that
damage
total?
did Talus take?
Talus took a total of 18 damage.
Kolok, how you looking over there?
I'm fine. These guys can barely scratch me.
All right,
All
guys.
right.
So, as the veterans take their attacks, I think it is the top of the round. It's going to be Ty's action next. I think we are going to have to call it here for this evening. I am the only parent home today, so I have to go make dinner before I start running D&D again in 2 hours. So I think we're going to have to cut it off right here at the 5 o'clock mark. I hope that you all have had fun and are enjoying the game. And hopefully I'll get these technical difficulties ironed out before the next session, or we'll be jumping back to the previous format until I can get that under wraps. Again, if you guys have any feedback, let us know. We'll be back here to play. I'll be back here to play the Dance Macabre at 7 p.m. But otherwise, thank you for joining us tonight. We'll get affirmations in next week, again, just because I have to go make dinner for 3 children before running D&D again in 2 hours. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks for playing.
Thank
see
you,
y'all later.
Mark. Oh, did you want to describe the flanking thing, or did you want to do that next week?
Oh, we could talk about that.
Yeah, so what's going on with that real